All right. It looks like we're live. We are late as usual. I'm going to try a different. I guess this is what I get. Okay. We're doing Restream tonight. Uh, I was going to work on EV Mups this week, but I didn't get a chance. So let me see if I can get our chat in here, see if anybody's in. There's the overlay. How you doing, Terry? Hope you're feeling better. There we go. Do you think I forgot you, Charlotte?
No, no. I was just
I
sitting
couldn't.
here
I couldn't
crocheting.
get my camera to come on.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. I rebooted the computer and monkeyed with it. A
Yeah,
couple plugged and unplugged and a couple things like that, and it
yeah.
it started working.
Let's say Wesley calls it the. Did you forget the ONOFF button?
I'm I'm afraid this is all pilot error.
Yeah, yeah. So, how was your day and your week?
It was a busy day. It wasn't didn't go anywhere where I wanted it to go, but it was busy.
Yeah.
I've been having issues with this computer, and
Did,
I just built it in
I was
January,
going to say, didn't you just get it?
and I'm having random freezes and different things like that. So I got hold of Intel, who manufactured the CPU chip, which
Right,
is the main brain chip, and
right.
we did. I finally convinced them it was faulty, so they sent me a new one this week.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody, I don't know who we got in the chat, but you need thermal paste when you seat one of these GPUs. It's a it's a thermal paste that goes between the CPU and the heat sink,
Okay.
so that the heat sink can draw the heat off the chip.
Oh.
And on top of the chip, even though it looks smooth, there's little microscopic pits in it.
Sure, yeah.
In the same way with the heat sink. So you use a thermal paste, and it fills in all them little holes and lets it dissipate heat a lot easier.
Okay.
Well, I thought I had some and I didn't, because I was going to
Oh,
change that chip today.
yeah.
So I ended up going all the way across town to probably the busiest area in Houston
Oh, no.
at Christmas time,
Oh, gosh.
with the shoppers at the premier shopping mall in Houston.
Okay, I'm already anxious just from hearing you talk about it.
So
Oh
I
my
spent the whole afternoon chasing down a $12 tube of four
oh
grams of thermal paste.
oh my
And
gosh.
4 grams isn't much.
No, it is not.
So I guess I'll work on my computer tomorrow.
Oh my God.
But I've been having random problems with it. And
I'm gonna tell
thankfully,
you right
Intel
now,
sent me a new chip.
that is my idea of hell on earth. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
because I don't go Christmas shopping. I Christmas shop right here in my house. Me and old Amazon have a very intimate relationship during Christmas time. And I'm grateful, so grateful for it, because if I had to get out there in that mess, I would lose my mind.
It was a mess. Oh, and,
Mm.
and it was raining.
Oh gosh. And
So
every idiot in town comes out when it starts to
it took me.
rain.
So if looking at Houston, if I lived at 1 o'clock, I had to go shopping at 9 o'clock, and
Oh,
it took over an hour each direction, each way.
wow.
And of course, the store was just packed. It's like Well, it's Micro Center where I told you last week.
Yes, yes.
It's the computer candy store. It's
For every geek in
it's
town.
more addicting than fries.
Oh wow. Oh
So
wow.
once you walk into place, it's hard to get out.
Right.
The
Right.
lines were halfway back to the back of the store,
Oh my
and they
god.
had 10 registers running. It was just a madhouse. That's how my day went.
And there you are waiting in line to pay for a $12 tube of gum.
Exactly,
Oh
exactly.
my gosh.
Wasted half of my day. Probably probably burnt $10-12 worth of gas.
Did you bring Mrs. Grumpus with you so she could be entertaining at
I could
least?
not get her to come with me. She knew. Hey Tom, how you doing?
Why is that so funny to me?
Now, I just
Tom?
noticed here on Restream that the chat comes from the top down.
It does. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be darned.
So
So
my
I did not get a chance to subscribe to Evie Mux this week. I really wanted to have a few days to mess with it.
right, right. Yeah.
But, I mean, I went back to work this week for a few days.
Oh good.
I'm only doing about 3 hours,
Well,
but it's still a
good
full
start.
day
Yeah, that's a good
because I got,
start.
my rehab in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
I try to run on into work. I've been getting into work around 12:30 and leaving at 3:30, so it's not a big issue, but it still adds to the busy part of my day.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll
Well, I'm
try to
glad
do
you were able
I'll
to go
try to
back.
do EV Bucks next time.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Look, Grumpus, I'm not in a hurry. You know,
Well, I am.
however you, I know you are, but
I
but
I want to
it
play
don't
with it.
bother me. None of this bothers me a bit. Long as we can get online, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
throwing a little variety in the mix might be fun.
sure it will. Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm sorry. I'm fiddling with stuff right now, and I probably shouldn't be. Good grief.
I am trying. I clicked on the wrong thing, I guess. There we go.
I've got to get your live stream up on YouTube so you can get some watch time from it. Oh, nope, nope. I got to hang on.
How's your watch time been looking?
Good, real good. I'm
Yeah.
over 22,000 now. I mean,
Well, you're welcome.
2,200. I'm sorry. 2,200. But it's steadily going up, and I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. I do thank you because it's well, and I've been going live more during the week, and
Yeah, I noticed that.
I took some shorts video tonight. We went out to the Beau Rivage,
Ooh,
and
nice.
we were going to eat out there, but they wouldn't let my son in
Really? Just to eat?
just to eat because he's not 21.
I'll be darned.
So we ended up having to go somewhere else, which is fine. Last night we took him to eat crab legs for his birthday.
Oh, nice.
He's officially 16 now, and he wanted crab legs for his birthday. So we took him to a place called Beach Boulevard Steamers, and it's associated with another casino, but because it's not attached to the casino floor, he can go in there. It's a
Okay.
completely separate building on the outside of the casino.
Okay. So
So,
you went all the way to the Beau Rivage and you just
and
turned
then had
around
to
and
come back
left.
this way. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we surprised him with a crab leg buffet, and he was tickled to death.
Oh, I bet he did some damage.
He just about ate his weight
I know
in
I
crab
could.
legs. Oh, you and me both. We had crab legs flying all over the place. It was crazy. But it was enjoyable. And tonight was the Christmas parade here where I live, and he was supposed to be marching in the band,
Uh oh.
but because of his recent new school assignment, he wasn't able to march in the band. But I did talk to his band director this week, and he told me that because I had questions about him participating in the band trip, in
Okay.
April. I didn't know if they would allow him to go since he'd gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
And also, what else was it? There was about tryouts for band next year, and what kind of grade is he going to get since he'll miss the whole next 9 weeks of band class because he's in band class next semester too. And so he answered a lot of questions for me, and he told me that as far as he's concerned, once he gets back from his school assignment, he's going to consider it time served and it's over.
Oh, okay.
And that made me feel really good about that situation. Can still do everything. Now, his father and I have not decided whether or not we're going to send him on that band trip.
Yeah.
But
I can understand that.
I think he did promise me that if Murphy were allowed to go, that he would personally keep an extra eye on him to make sure he did not end up in a lot of trouble in DC. So, and that's what all I'm going to say about that. I didn't want to have to go bail him out of a kiddie jail in DC.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I honestly believe that he has learned a lot from this particular situation.
I'll bet it's been a wake up call.
And, my son, Logan, the one that's about to have the baby, he spent most of his adult life up to this point, up to 3 years ago, just acting like a dumb kid. I mean, he drank too much. He smoked weed too much. He did other illicit things, and he lived that life,
Yeah.
And he called him the other night and talked to him, and he said, "Man, I get it. I get what you're going through right now." He said, "We think alike, our brains work alike, and I know who you are." He said, "But one thing I need you to know is you do not have to lie to your parents ever again."
Look what I found.
Hey, Tom.
I
So
didn't know if it, I didn't know if it let another guy on there or not.
I was really glad that he told him that because
Yeah.
Murphy came to us and told us that, he was sorry that he lied to us and that he had learned a lesson that we were the only advocates that he really has, in the long
Yeah.
run. So that was, if that's the only thing he learns from this, it's been worth it. In my opinion.
This looks pretty nice.
Let
It
me
does,
ask you all
doesn't
something.
it?
Do you this stream, this chat on the stream, do you like that, or would you rather have the images bigger?
The image is bigger because you know what? Well, I don't know
I've
how it
got
looked there.
I've got two chats on my screen
Yeah,
that are
me too.
saying the same thing.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One on the side and then a small picture.
So you do have it on the side.
Yeah, I've got it on the side and on the side of the actual picture.
Well, then we can
So you can make it bigger and we'll still have chat in the picture.
so you still have chat showing on the side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
Yeah, we're good.
And then anybody tuning in through YouTube sees the chat. Okay, so we don't need that. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but so the only thing is here that we couldn't chat now if we wanted to with somebody else on there. But I mean,
You'd have to have a YouTube window open.
oh, okay, yeah,
Right.
Well, either way, I don't think it lets you type, does it?
I'm on my phone with YouTube playing and I can type whatever I want to.
On YouTube, you can.
Yeah.
Type whatever I want to.
See, I've got a YouTube window open also.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well,
Pretty nice.
is it going to send it or not?
Now, I sent one before you asked me how am I doing, Tom, and I put down good, but it never showed up.
You're right, because I don't see it.
Yeah.
There it is. as far as what I just typed is
Terry,
it
did
just,
you get your screen back?
Bobby House, guys, bandwidth, golf.
Yeah, we're kind of beating up Restream tonight. See,
Looks clear as hell. Looks
I
really
didn't get
nice.
a chance to investigate EV Mux much this week.
The camera's different on it. Looks like it's
My camera's different.
no mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because everything over here shows up.
You're
No,
back.
nice.
You're reversed from last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
yeah, because your drums were over there last time.
Hmm.
Well, everything I'm reading is backwards.
Okay. Well,
You're
it looks
you're on the wrong side of the camera, Tom.
constantly my whole life. How you feeling, Grumpus?
Really.
I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling good. I went back to work this week for a few hours,
Cool.
like maybe 3 hours or so,
Yeah, that's
a few
good.
days, and I don't think my boss still wants me to be there, but
Monotony
you know,
can make it worse sometimes.
I got to. I mean, I can ride a chair here at home, or I can ride a chair there.
Yeah, that's right.
But if I show up, then at least he can leave if he needs to.
Yeah.
Right.
Charlotte, how you been? I've seen that you were really busy with your. Wait a minute, let me get this right. Crocheting.
Yes, thank you.
My man.
You had some nice people in there. I mean, you had a nice crowd.
Yes,
That's
I
good,
did.
man.
And the in particular that I really have come accustomed to hanging out with in the crochet streets. And I really like her. Her name's Jackie, handcrafted by Jackie. And she's really been a huge help to me when it comes to making those, the little stuffy things.
Hmm.
And she's been, yeah, she's great. I like her. I made a little fishy today. Look,
Oh,
look,
cool.
isn't he adorable?
Pretty cool. Now make me a fishing pole, and we'll be all right.
I
I
was
think
thinking
you're up.
about making some of these for the baby and hanging them from a,
Like a
one of those
mobile.
mobile thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cute.
And then I thought too, I could fill them instead of just using stuffing, add some catnip to it, and it could be cat toys for the cats.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Put some scotch in it. I'll play with it.
yeah. Let that thing marinate for a couple hours.
Well, I like things to be practical and useful, so I'm finding out a way to make toys useful.
Cool. I went live tonight because I am suffering on Sunday dinner chef with watch hours. I mean,
Oh, really?
I don't know if they're going backwards with me or what, but I'm not getting the same numbers.
Yeah.
And it's driving me insane. I sent them a couple messages. I'm waiting for them to get back to me on it. But they did tell me that you're not getting views. They said views, you're not getting comments on your views because most people now are watching on a big screen TV. I said, I'm not
Mhm.
talking about that. I'm talking about watch hours. If they're watching it on a big screen, I should still get watch hours for it.
Right, you
Right.
should.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with it, but
So is it not matching up with what YouTube is telling you the views are?
right. I'm getting two different. They're telling me I have 1,100 and some watch hours on the channel, and then I go back the next day, go back onto the same stuff, and it says I have 900 and something.
That's been happening to me too. I will okay, at like tonight. Let me look real quick.
Mine never match up when I look at them.
Okay, so right now I have 81 hours for the month of December. Let me get back here. Last night it said 96.
Okay. So I'm just. So I said, you know what? Let me go live, and I haven't really been doing a lot of that with that channel. So I got to do my homework and get back to work with it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but other than that,
I find it very interesting that it's always less hours than more.
it took me May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay. 6 months to get $104.79
Oh, you're
that I'm going to
doing
get in
good.
this December. Okay.
Right.
So I'm getting paid from YouTube twice a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not twice a month. I'm twice a year that it looks like, but it's picking up. I mean, if you're going to play the game, you got to play the game, and they got the
Yeah.
rules, and that's it. So
Yeah.
I'm having a good time doing it.
As
So
long as you're having fun, that's just found money.
yeah, yeah.
I'd
Exactly.
like to find more.
Yeah. I told Maria, I said I did, but here's the funny part. Okay, I stopped doing shorts. Okay, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to get 1 million views to get $1.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what's going on now is the keto channel is really picking up. I mean, it really took off, and I've been dealing with a lot of people overseas and different chefs and stuff like that. All right, so it's spreading out a little bit more. But my older shorts, one went from 780 views to just turned 6,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, on a short. Still ain't gonna see that. And I told Maria I made 9 cents. Let's not get
Right.
crazy when we go food shopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all good. Uncle Steve.
Hi
Uncle
there.
Steve here. Al's here.
Hey, Steve. I'm
Johnny Maggs is here.
nice. Steve, I got a video coming up in 2 weeks, I think, that I used thick meat and also shouted you out quite a bit and used your picture on the thumbnail. So me and you did an Asian fusion with thick meat. So that should be pretty cool.
Uncle Steve, I'm
Terry,
doing fine.
Terry made a ham last night with some
I'm
Uncle
feeling
Steve.
better than I really am.
That looked really
Go-
good.
Go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just telling Uncle Steve. He asked how I was doing. I'm doing fine on the outside, but they're still telling me I have to take it easy. This has been an exercise in patience more than healing, I think.
That's part of it, I think. Testing your patience before you pop your ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I told Vicky last night. I said, sometime this weekend you need to help me get a ladder out back to hang a light. I thought she was going to shoot me.
You said that to her?
Well, yeah, because I got a light I want to hang up, see how bright it is.
That's funny as hell.
I figured if she helped me with the ladder, I mean, surely I can. I'm not pulling myself up with my arms.
And don't call me Shirley.
You know what? That woman's going to spank you if you're not careful.
Well, there's always that.
I'm just going to be quiet now. Hey, Bone Tired, how are you, Denise?
Yeah,
Grumpus, you should see the ham that Terry made last night.
I need to go check it out.
Good Lord have mercy.
Is it a picture you posted, or is it did you do a video?
Well, I don't know if he did a video, but I saw the picture, and I wanted.
Was it on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'll force myself over there.
Oh man,
I don't know how to, I stopped Instagram. I don't know how to operate that thing for some
I
reason.
don't either. I still ain't. I
either.
can't figure it out. I'll see something and it's gone forever. I can never go back. I can't find my own stuff half the time.
And some old chick named Big Bone's been stalking me.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, on Instagram. I'm at work. Okay.
Bone Tired. There you go. How you doing tonight?
That's funny.
He's working.
I don't know. What do you think about this, Grumpus?
What's that?
This restream thing.
Restream. It looks nice. The only thing I don't like about it is you can't type in your messages.
Yeah.
And I think that's a drawback on just about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got a.
Except StreamYard.
Yeah.
Today when I went to go live, I got from StreamYard said you're on the free version. Okay.
Yeah.
We went through the routine. They sent me my money back and everything else like that. Because they charged me full price, and then I said no, I don't want that. And then they said, okay, how about half? I said, okay, yeah. And I clicked on it, and they charged me again. So $88. All right, so they had to refund me back. So the bottom line was, I'm on the free version. So today was the first time I went back up on it again.
Yeah.
And I said I didn't have enough hours left, so I would have to get rid of some of my old uh, uh, recordings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I dumped a whole bunch of them, which they're up anyway on YouTube. I'm worried about it, so I dumped them, and then I said, "Yeah, you have enough time," but I couldn't get on to record because things kept popping up on me for Cyber Week, 50%
Oh, yeah,
off.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You went back to the
50% off.
free version. You're getting all the crap thrown at you
Yeah.
now.
So, I don't know.
Well, I
think-
thought, I mean, I was in a pinch. I just threw this up here tonight just to see. I mean, just to use it for a little while, see what it looks like.
yeah.
Mhm.
I really like the looks of Eevee Mux,
Me too.
but I'm gonna have to sign up for a month or so, just so I can run it through its paces because they've really got it watermarked to death.
Now I'm wondering if this is the free version here. I'm wondering if it's what $20 a month for this one,
This is the free version.
not 19 and change for this one. I'm wondering if you do that, you pay for the month, if they give you that space down there to be able to type back to somebody.
Well, I don't know.
Huh. I don't
I
know.
don't
either.
know.
Hmm.
But I was going to go ahead. EV Mux supposedly will let you do a lot of stuff like OBS will. So we can like we're the three of us right now. This look is cooked into the free version.
Okay.
EV Mux will let me move things around, shrink them, stretch them, put overlays, all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
I believe. So everything we can do on OBS, Tom, we can do on the whole group frame instead of just what we got going on.
Yeah, and see, the only other thing with StreamYard is that the three of us go up there and they're the paid version.
Yeah.
You could turn around and you can have it shown out on your channel, on Charlotte's channel, on my channel.
Right.
Everybody has that, that it's shared out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody else do that yet. I mean, if you do this all the time, that would be would be a
Well, and bottom line is, I got to decide. Okay, is it worth the $20 or $25? Whatever, I don't remember what it is.
yeah.
For streaming twice a month,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
which is $12 a stream. I guess it ain't that bad, but
I've been keeping my streams at about 2 hours, and except for the other night. Um, and it's working out pretty good. In fact, the other night I only streamed for an hour, but I'm using StreamYard for that.
yeah,
And I only get 20 hours a month, so it's working out.
Yeah.
See, what I was using StreamYard for was I was using that for my podcast. So I could either go live with it or I could record it. So I was recording it. All right. And then I could send it over to OpenShot and put all my other stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, with the way it's set up now, it's got all these different blocks in it. It just doesn't work out. So I use OBS, record on that, and just send it over to OpenShot. So the only thing I can't do with OpenShot is pause it.
Huh.
So on StreamYard, there's a pause button where I can pause it, stop, cough, do whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
And get back on again. But OBS, I have to shut it down, stop it, and then start another stream
Ew.
or another one. Yeah. So that's the only drawback. And guys, I got to tell you, I tried to go directly to YouTube and do a live. You talk about hoops you got to jump through. I mean, you need to put this in here, you need to put that in there. Try this, try that.
Now, when you're doing your podcast, are you interacting with guests and stuff like that on the stream?
Not yet.
So if that's the case, could you just record on OBS and then edit it and
Yeah.
upload it?
Yeah, of course.
Since
Yeah.
you don't have pause, you could go in there and cut out,
So
clip
what
your
I've been
coughs and
doing,
sneezes and stuff out.
my stuff was that I'm doing now is it's all about food recalls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I do is I started off and I started out with a commercial, my own commercial, okay, about my upcoming video that's coming out. And then like this week and then next week I got the one that I used Uncle Steve, his stuff on there. And I do the commercial, do my intro commercial, then I go right to the podcast. I'll go so far with the podcast, what I'm talking about, and then I upload um, a bunch of slides about the recalls, what's being recalled, cucumbers, chicken, blah. Do my talk about it. Then I do another commercial, and then I go back to OBS and record the finish. And then I put that all up on there, and it seems to be working out. I just wish that StreamYard wasn't being such a pain in the ass because there's so many different implements that you can put in with
Right.
StreamYard that I got used to, and it's
Mhm.
just it's not about the money, but I refuse to pay $44
Well,
a month.
my hope is with StreamYard doing all this stuff, maybe everybody else will step up to the plate to try to get their business.
Yeah.
So it may end up being better for all of us
Mm-hmm.
on these different avenues that we're taking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, I think that the restream looks all right. I'm trying to figure out how I can get you guys. Your picture looks so rich and full of color, and mine looks washed out. And
Get
a
a lot-
lot of it's probably because I have a white wall behind me.
Maybe
But
if you change the light on it.
Yeah,
Charlotte,
it's the
a little
camera
bit.
probably.
Yeah.
It probably is because I'm using my Chromebook right now.
Now, is this 1080p shooting in 1080p?
No, this is 720.
Really?
So it's pretty darn clear for 720.
It really is.
Holy crap!
I mean, I'm broadcasting out in 1080, but what everybody's seeing on the internet is 720.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the other issue with OBS. Now, I arranged it to, this camera is 1080p,
Yeah.
and it gets once I do all my work on it, and I put it up, it looks foggy. It looks not that clear. Like you couldn't see that name, like you see it right here now.
So once you upload it to YouTube, it gets fuzzy.
Yeah.
They must be doing something on their end.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, between between that back and forth. So you can't get no straight answers from nobody.
So when you're watching it on YouTube, does it say it's 1080 or is it reverting to 720?
Well, what I did was that when you on OBS, if you're saying that this is going to go to YouTube, okay, it asks you, do you want it in 1080p for YouTube, and that's the box you check. You know what I mean? Now, if you had a camera that only shot in 720, that would be the problem. But this is 1080p.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I got to the point where I was trying to clean the lens, trying to do this to get the,
Yeah.
the
Well,
whole
I mean,
thing.
our buddy that we watch for OBS tutorials, he broadcasts in 1080,
Yeah.
and his stuff looks great. I mean, he doesn't see any need at all for 4K. It just makes your files bigger,
Yeah.
slows your bandwidth down.
I don't know 4K, but I just was curious of why it was doing this. And then even even with StreamYard, when I was doing it in StreamYard, it was very different. Like different colors were coming.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You could see like it. I don't know. It just was strange. I would like to get away from StreamYard completely.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Well, to be honest with you, I just got bored with StreamYard.
Yeah.
I want to play with something else.
Yeah. I'm wondering how this would do with the live.
Well, this is the free version. I mean, I don't know if it lets you record or anything. I haven't tried any of that.
To go out live with a live cook or something like that. That Grumpus. That's the cat in my craw right there. Trying to do something live.
Mm.
I don't know.
How you doing, Chris?
Charlotte, how's your weather?
It has been very chilly.
Yep.
Really?
We've had mornings in the 30s, mid 30s,
Wow.
but afternoons have been really pleasant, but it has been really, really muggy.
Oh.
Just, and I don't know what's worse, hot muggy or cold muggy.
Yeah, I don't like it cold. I don't like it muggy when it's cold. Ooh.
No.
And, but tomorrow we're supposed to be 67 degrees for a high. So that's really pleasant.
Yeah.
It's been 50s, 40s, 30s at night, 36, 37 at night,
Mm-hmm.
40s in the morning, 50, and then 70. Yesterday was 70.
Oh,
Today was-
wow.
Yeah,
That's
today was
nice.
a little cooler. I
Yeah.
don't like it like that. I mean, it's dry and stuff, but they will have after January, February into March.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have maybe 3 weeks of freezing weather,
Okay.
and then like a light switch.
It got down to 39 last night here.
Did
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. And it's
I
been
would-
rainy and like you said, muggy, and it's just that chill that goes to the bone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
damp
I was
cold.
freezing last night, and it didn't matter how high I put on the heat. I was just still cold, and it was that kind of cold that gets in your bones or something. It doesn't leave.
Yeah.
My
I still
hands,
sleep. I still sleep with the fan on.
Well, they've
my
got me.
hands were
They've
like
got me on these
ice.
blood thinners, so I've been cold since I left the hospital. I
You
just
know
can't
what,
seem to get warm
Grumpus?
sometimes.
I've been making. Let me see if I can find it. I was going to ask you if you wanted some of these. Give me a sec. There it is.
So what else been cooking there, Grumpus?
I don't know if you heard earlier, I was telling Charlotte I was going to tear my computer apart today and work on it.
Oh,
And I had one little tube of thermal paste I could not find. It's got like 4 grams in it. And I ended up going all the way across town to spend $12. Took about 3.5 hours round trip. And I still didn't get anything done. I'm going to have to do it tomorrow.
what? Me stressed? I'm not stressed.
Then I went to fire this thing up tonight, and I couldn't get the camera to come on.
Oh, they're nice. Did you make them?
Look at
Yeah.
that.
It's fingerless gloves.
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
got that Michael Jackson thing going.
Well, I thought maybe it would keep your hands warm and you could still be on your computer or your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you were, your hands or whatever were cold, it might help.
You
So
keep
if you
your
want
hands
some-
warm and pick your nose.
And you can pick your nose at the same time.
Yeah.
See?
That's something else. You know that I
The
like it.
steering wheel won't keep your hand cold while you give somebody the finger.
Yeah.
That's right. See, I can do that too. So you can do anything. But
That's
I
pretty
like it because it comes up kind of high on the fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Still have some warmth, and they're really fuzzy, and they're warm. I made some for me because my hands were so cold last night that I was trying to crochet, and you know when your hands get cold and you can't really move them like you normally would.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting that way, so I said, "Well, I'll just crochet some of these up real quick and keep my hands warm." I slept in them. I slept in these. Slept in them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I was cold.
We had lately. It's been the fight of the blankets. I mean, So I said, why don't you just keep your, get your blankets, what you want, put them over there. Give me one, and I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. I said, okay. Middle of the night, I'm laying there like this.
You ought to wake her up. How ridiculous is it now?
Wait a minute. Y'all share a blanket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, we're
Papa
both
has
70. I mean,
blanket,
that's
I
like.
have my blanket. Everybody's happy.
I tried. Believe me, I tried, but somebody might walk in. Nobody has visited us since I lived here. Okay, but she's got to make the bed every day because you know what? Somebody might come in
Somebody
the
might
bedroom.
see it.
I said, somebody comes in my bedroom, they're getting blown right back out the door again.
She probably makes you wear clean underwear when you go out too, right?
Oh yeah, you can't wear them
Just in
socks.
case.
Yeah, you can't wear them socks. Oh god, unbelievable.
I'm so glad to hear it's not just me.
Yeah, it's the little quirks.
Yeah.
Uh, I will in the kitchen. I will put something down this way. She'll move it that way. That'll go on for a week. You know what I mean? Until I say stop it.
Okay, you sure she's not doing it just to mess with you,
I
Tom?
think she is.
Because I might.
Charlotte. She
Yeah.
writes stories, okay, with murder in it.
I know.
Well, she's got inspiration.
Exactly.
Right.
Let me see how far I can piss him off and then push him over the edge. That's funny as hell.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Today we did a seniors food and life video, and she cooked stuff that her mom used to make for Christmas.
Okay.
So, little meatballs with stuff with cheese and then some potatoes, coated egg, and breadcrumbs that they would do, and then
Ooh.
breaded artichokes and stuff like that. So as we're doing this stuff, I'm baked potato. I'm trying to take the skin off the baked potato,
Right.
and she says, "Don't put the skin in there with the potatoes." I looked at her. I said, "I'm 70 freaking years old. If I want to put the skin in there with the potatoes, I'm going to do it."
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just hysterical. I mean, but that's us. I mean, that's what we do. Every day we laugh hard about something. Something goes
Good.
on.
I do the same thing. My OCD is the dishwasher. She still can't load it right.
There you go.
Do you know when I load the dishwasher every time, if I don't turn it on right when I load it,
Uh-huh.
Poppy will be over there rearranging the dishes for me.
That's what I do.
Like, who cares?
I'm making a video. And I put my knife down. She's washing it. What are you doing?
Oh, for the love of
Tommy, you should just grab a different night and see how many she'll watch
Yeah.
in one video.
No, Grumpus, you know what? You just gave me an idea. I'll step back and take them out of the dishwasher. Let her hand wash them.
Oh my goodness.
We had a lot of fun, though. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Okay, so y'all listen. For all you barbecue folks in here, you're going to enjoy
Present.
this. You're going to enjoy this concept, okay? So I have right behind me here is my laundry room. And there's an area back behind that laundry room that starts where my greenhouse is. And it's about an 8x8 area.
Okay.
Okay, so me and Poppy have schemed, and we're going to make a wind block on the south side. We're going to put a roof over it, use this wall as the east side wind block.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make shorter wind blocks, maybe 3 feet in each corner. And I'm going to pave it.
Ooh.
And I'm going to put a smoker and my Blackstone out there.
Nice.
What do you think?
I love it.
Do you think that'll work?
Hell yeah.
So to be right off your back door then?
It'll be right out my back door with the concrete pavers and everything.
Yeah.
Everything will be level, and I'll be able to cook out there, and I can put counter space between, because I was going to put the smoker on the end where the opening is. And
You're
then
going to try to put a little cover on it?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be all roofed over too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with that plastic corrugated stuff.
So if it starts raining, at least you can finish your stuff up.
Exactly. And I might even put a couple of little chairs out there where I can sit and watch my
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And, I mean, it won't be anything fancy, but it'll be functional. And I'll have counter space because that's one of the reasons I don't use my Blackstone right now is because it's sitting on this little tiny 4x4 porch and I have no room to put anything. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Look what I wrote.
Nailed him. In what way?
Getting my chops busted.
No, on top. Open the box. Charlotte, I got to tell you something.
Okay, tell me.
I got basil. Like this.
Okay.
About 10 or 12 of them.
That's wonderful.
Got the lights over them like this.
Right.
Okay. A little pepper plant on the side. They're all starting to thrive. So I'm standing in front of them going like this. Come on, little basil. Can't wait to chop you.
And
chop you.
And you.
And Marie starts, get away from them. You're scaring them.
Oh!
They're not going to grow.
Now listen, make sure you give them some fertilizer every week. And they will grow like gangbusters, I promise you. And it doesn't have to be any special fertilizer. But just dilute, like I use, the blue stuff, the blue fertilizer.
Yeah.
All I do, because your basil doesn't need to flower. So it doesn't need anything special. So just a all-purpose plant fertilizer that you mix in a jug.
Something like Miracle Grow?
Yeah, something like that.
Make sure she's got a bottle all set up.
Yeah,
So-
you got to be careful. Miracle-Gro, it's kind of hot sometimes.
Yes, it is. So what I do is whatever the directions say to mix whatever stuff, I do half of that
Okay.
in a gallon. And I keep it in my little room back here, and that's what I water everything with in the house.
I tell you, back in the day, she grew everything with that. So the whole thing was, she's sneaking in the door. Give me water. The whole thing was that we use regular cow manure.
Mm-hmm. You don't want that in your house, though, do you?
No. This stuff was packed in the corral. So I would go in there with a wheelbarrow and I'd shovel up the dirt.
Yeah.
And I would use that. But out here, out here you get, nothing. So Miracle Grow, she has it really, really dampered down.
Right.
And she's growing aloe, a ton of aloe.
For what?
Well, because in case I burn myself, or the house catches on fire. And you can use aloe as a thickener for gravies also.
Oh, I didn't realize that, but it makes sense.
Yeah. It's almost like okra. It'd be the same consistency.
Or filet. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, they were really little in the pot, but now they're starting to come up.
Good. It won't take them long.
Yeah.
Just make sure you leave one of them alone and let it get good and bushy. You want it to, yeah. And I'd leave two of them alone. I wouldn't clip them, to try to put in your food and stuff. I'd just leave them alone. Mm-hmm. And then when that weather changes, like you said, it flips real quick. Stick it out on the patio.
Yeah.
Let it grow and grow and grow till it won't grow no more.
I'm going to get some rosemary. I'm going to get some sage and a whole bunch of stuff. We have rosemary bushes out here.
Ah.
Okay. But I don't know if it's edible or not. I tried it a couple times. I'm still here. So.
If it's rosemary, it's edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to some of these old town squares, some of these little towns around us, they'll have rosemary growing up in the cracks in the sidewalk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next to the park benches, just, nobody's taking care of it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I'll bring some home from the nursery and I'll overwater it or I'll kill it with kindness somehow. So I've got a pot now off to the side and I just ignore it.
That's what I do. I ignore mine. It is on the north side of my house, right at the corner of the north and the west side of my house.
Yeah.
And I planted it about 3 or 4 years ago and completely ignored it. And it comes up to here on me.
Yeah.
So it's about 4 feet tall. It's probably this big around, and I'm just going to keep letting it grow.
Yep.
I go
Yeah.
out there and I chop what I need
Yeah,
anytime I
I
need
cook with a lot of rosemary.
Yeah. I had like 6 or 7 bushes in North Carolina like that. That I once a year I'd trim them down,
it. Mm-hmm.
and I take the trimmings and use the trimmings, just let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Grumps, you get somebody coming in back in your back door.
Well, I was looking at that, and I guess this background had some green in it, so OBS took the green out. I don't know what that picture is behind it.
It was a patio or something.
I kind of look like that, but don't look like anything familiar.
That couple weeks ago when you had that guy come walking through.
Oh, that was so funny.
I'll tell you what, that caught me off guard. It
I
really
bet.
did.
Your
There's a
heart's good.
nanosync it there. I just wasn't sure what the hell was going
Your
on.
heart's good now after that.
See, I
Too
told you
funny.
you were good as new, Grumpus.
Well, Terry, that deer's got a 2-second rule too if you pick it up.
Yep.
Annabis has turned into a pack rat. If it's on the floor, he's taking it to the living room. And does he guard it? He just sits there with all his toys and foods. That's what mine does. He's a pack rat too.
Unbelievable. Grumpus, I went to the store yesterday, and I want to get. I like to buy the whole clog, of truck, the whole truck
Yeah.
roll,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I like to buy the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Prices are ridiculous again.
It's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
$189 for something I paid $50 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I took your advice because I had a viewer sent me a comment and said, please show me how you sharpen your knives. I don't have a sharp knife in my house. I said, wow, look at that. You popped right into my head. Make the video as long as you want, get it across, whatever you need to do.
Right.
So this video that's coming up next week, a week after, I forget when it is, I am
Nice.
sharpening my knives and butchered up this. So I had to settle from $189 to a $38 beef shoulder.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tough as nails, but I butchered up, made a London broil out of it,
Yeah.
cut up
Yeah.
little steaks, and then I did another one, that way. But I took your advice and I said, you know what, damn it, I'm going to do that, and I don't care anymore about,
Mm-hmm.
how long.
I never look at the time when I'm recording, and when I'm editing, I just try to cut out all the fluff that doesn't need to be there,
Right.
and whatever I end up with is what I end up with. It could be 11, 12 minutes. It could be 28.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as as I'm telling the story, and people are asking questions that are in the video almost to the end, it lets me know people's watching it.
Right. Right.
Last night we cracked up laughing because we had a hunting cabin upstate New York for many years, and we would go up this time of the year and in February when it'd be crazy. Couldn't go up in the summertime because too many bugs.
Mm-hmm.
But it was off grid the whole bit. We had a regular heating system in it, but it ran off a generator. We had wood burners in there the whole bit. So you got this close outhouse the whole bit. So you got as close to that off grid living back in the 90s. Okay, me and my brother had. We had a gang of guys who would go up with us. We cooked the whole bit. I told you we built I'm going to show you some pictures one time. Anyway, I'm in bed last night, and I'm watching this fool up in Western Canada. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He comes driving up on a snowmobile, and you could see it's bluster. I was cold in bed just watching this guy. Okay. He goes in. He's going, what he's got to do to start the fire. He needed Charlotte's gloves to do stuff, splitting wood and all this kind of crazy stuff. So now, back in the day, I was all gun ho with that. I told Marie, I said, here's what we got to do. Get my camera, and I'll take a video of me watching this guy freezing his ass off when I'm in bed with the covers up around here.
You're going to do reaction videos now.
I said that would be fantastic. But this last night, finally, I was like, wow, how cold that is. and what people go through. I'll be right back. I gotta go out and get firewood. I'll be right back.
I could not
No
handle the
way.
cold anymore.
Mm-mm.
I got away from it, and I ain't never going back.
I said, "Good God Almighty, look at this." So, like I told my brother, we would drive 5.5 hours from New Jersey, from the
Mm-hmm.
Jersey Shore, up to upstate New York, right at the beginning of the Adirondack State Park.
Yeah.
Okay, come off the main road, go up a dirt road, and then from the dirt road, go up 2.5 miles to the cabin. Our property bordered Adirondack State Park.
Mm-hmm.
I said, after we got rid of it and everything like that, I said to him, "We're traveling all that time to go up there, sit freezing cold, sip some scotch, me cook something, pack up and go home."
Yeah.
Don't make any
That
sense.
don't make a lot of sense, does
Don't
it?
make any sense. Funny stuff though. Stuff you do when you're younger. You know what I mean?
Oh
Right.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd go hunting with the guys. Yeah, they'd park my ass in a tree branch someplace and freezing to death. And I'm thinking, I could buy a lot of venison for the weekend. I just waited. I just wasted.
That's a good point.
So I ended up being the guy that went hunting and never left the cabin. I'll just have breakfast ready for y'all when you get back.
Exactly. We had a nice little bar in the place. It was 30 by 30. It was a nice sized cabin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I had two wood burners in it. I had we worked at Exxon at the time, and they made me a 24-inch pipe from the pipelines. Okay,
Mhm.
4 foot high. Made me. They put bolts in it. I could either use gas or charcoal.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I
Nice.
had a gas burner set up in there. My nephew made a nice hood for it. Went out the cab. It was really spiffy. You know what I mean? But the outhouse, okay, 15, 20 below.
Oh no.
That's a cold trip, brother.
Mm-mm.
You didn't dawdle, did you?
No. You didn't take the New York Times out there to read.
That's it.
That's for sure. But I mean, that was, like I told my wife, I said, that was back then. We loved it. Loved doing it.
Yeah.
Now I look at it, holy crap, are you nuts? Unbelievable. And you see the guy get freezing, okay? He's trying to convert it from Celsius to degrees.
Mhm.
He's sitting in his cabin, okay? And he says, wow. He said, it's 25 in here now. It's getting warmer. 25's not warm. You see him open up a can of something, put it on top of the stove. Oh, good God.
No, I don't want no part of that anymore.
Me either.
I need a fur coat. Charlotte's gloves.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
No, back in my late 20s, we tried the camping thing for a summer. Went out, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I didn't take me long to figure out how much work that is.
Mm-hmm. Too much.
I don't want to do that. That's why I'm leaving home, so I don't have to do all that crap.
Yep.
Right.
Unbelievable. And then, in the summertime in North Carolina, grandsons, hey, Pop, we want to camp out. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? We're at the Hilton or backyard? Are you crazy? Unbelievable.
Yeah, take them to the Marriott and let them sleep on the balcony.
There's your tent. Unbelievable. I don't know.
Poppy and Murphy used to always want me to go camping with them, with the Boy Scouts. And I told them, I said, my idea of camping is room service. If
Yeah.
I don't have room service and a nice mattress to lay on at night, you can forget it. Oh, and AC and heat.
Yeah, exactly.
If I
There-
can't,
there's
mm-mm.
I forgot
There's
I could
one-
do this.
Yeah, there's one channel up there that it's a husband and wife, younger,
Mhm.
and it looked like they started out. They must have bought property, sold it, bought another property, sold it, and then was making YouTube videos. And they got like 1.1 million subscribers,
Oh wow.
so they're getting paid pretty well. And to see them, and it is Alaska off grid.
Okay.
No, you're not. Not one iota. They got backhoes. They got boats. They got generators. They got all these different things.
Oh, this is Alaska: The Last Frontier,
Or
right?
something like that, or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Get the hell out of here! You're off grid. You know you're not. No way. Too funny.
No, they've got too many toys to be off grid.
Yeah. I told Maria, I said, here's how we go off grid. I don't pay the electric bill. And there we are. Unbelievable.
So, Tom, how's your music coming along? Is the band back together yet?
I got a call today. Grumpus guy wants to start rehearsing after the first of the year. Might have something going on at the Rio out here. So I don't know. Let's see. Country and country rock is what they want to do.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, Mom, I'm all for it. Whatever you want to do.
Nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. The only problem is trying to find a place to rehearse.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. See what comes through. He says, I'm going to put you down as a yes, right? That's yep. Put me down as a yes. So after the first of the year, we'll see what's going on. I play every day.
Yeah.
I practice every day with what I'm doing. That's the other thing I wanted to ask you, Mr. Grumpus. Have you ever picked up the guitar?
Not in a long time.
Yeah, I would give that a whirl.
I've got stuff in the closet that's in the case. Probably hadn't been out of the closet in 20 years.
Yeah, I would give that a whirl.
Okay. Look. That's my drawing. It's a rough drawing, but let me get it right. Okay, so this is the back of the house, right?
Okay.
There's a little window in it.
Okay.
And then, reverse this.
I didn't know you were a draftsman.
I'm not. But it's just a square, Grumpus. Don't get excited.
I got you.
So this is a fence with bamboo on it. So I thought on the back side of that fence, I would put some of that corrugated plastic or metal so that it would be a windbreak. And then do the same thing here. We'd have to add this and we'd have to add this. But this right here would be right where I walk out. The porch is right here up next to it.
Okay. Okay.
Come down here and I could walk in right there.
So you're not building it on the porch. You're building it on the ground.
On the ground.
Next to the porch. Okay. Okay. Now I follow you.
That looks like that would be a nice outdoor kitchen.
And so what I'd do is I'd put the smoker probably on this end because this is the end that faces the yard. And then the Blackstone would be over here somewhere because that faces the house. Well, the porch.
Is that a window I see at the top?
That is a window. And that's where I thought about over here putting a little catio so the cats could come from the window out here and hang out with me while I'm cooking.
I was thinking about a pass-through.
Yeah.
That don't back up to the kitchen, though, does it?
No, it does. Well,
Oh,
sort
that's
of.
right. You said laundry room.
I mean, it's right through this right here, but the window's only like this wide. It's maybe 18 inches at the most.
So when Wesley needs a beer, you still got to walk around.
Wesley don't really usually drink beers, but Wesley can find his own.
He might if he's got a place to prop his feet up.
Yeah, well. Wesley, yeah.
That's it.
Wesley's been in a mood lately.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Terry, is that the whole name, the band festival, or just festival?
Yeah, elaborate a little bit. What is that?
The band festival.
Does that mean, did anyone hear of the band named Festival?
Yeah.
Or is that
A bunch of bands.
festival with bands?
They just announced out here that after the first of the year, we got that big sphere out here.
Right.
Okay. And I think they said they're going to start doing like outdoor festival type of things inside there. You can't buy tickets to get into that joint.
No kidding.
Great Small and Festival. I'll check them out. Definitely will. What the hell is the? There's a couple bands that they're going to try to like do a a long stint with them in that place, and then move to another hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to do it, but hardly anybody's going to it. It's a shame because at night you ride through, you ride past it, and they'll have a big smiley face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or they'll show cars going the other way on the Sphere. Pretty funny.
Wait, aren't the tickets to get in that pretty expensive?
Oh yeah.
That's why nobody's going.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly. Nobody. They don't think of that. They don't care. Hardly. They said they had a sellout when they had the Grand Prix here,
Mm-hmm.
and all the restaurants and everything that are downtown are on that route. They can't stand it. They hate it.
Huh.
Yeah. So they're trying to bring music back again, but all these big corporate, casinos and stuff, they don't want no part of it. So that's the thing. The ones that are off the strip, like Rio and a couple of the other places like that, they're doing it. I guess to keep people there. I don't know. I have to give them a try.
I appreciate that, Jason. More than you know. Well, I heard the F1 was kind of a fiasco as far as people living in Vegas.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's
How
Just
many
said
years have they committed for that?
two. It's well, it just did the second year. I think it's a three year gig.
Okay.
But the problem is putting it up and taking it down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all this other stuff. So we Jane Doe. How you doing, Jane?
Well, F1 was going to come into Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I think they did. I can't remember. I think they did one time. But they were so ridiculous on their demands and all this prima donna bullshit and stuff like that. And Speedway pretty much says, we don't want you to come back anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What everybody says out here, it's a big desert out there.
Yeah,
You can put any kind of track you want, barren
exactly.
land and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do that, but no, it's and one guy made me laugh so hard. Halloween. He's a singer, but he put up a video of his Halloween costume. It was a traffic cone because that's what we're known as out here, as Traffic Cone City. It's
Oh wow, yeah.
it's everywhere. I mean, it just don't stop over and over and over again.
When I was there was a lot of road construction going on. And that was, my gosh, it's been 10 years now.
Okay. I don't know how that works. The next thing that's going to go on is they're getting ready to start building that baseball stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the next fiasco that goes on. So that's a little closer to us, as far as where the strip is, like, as you come into it. So
Yeah.
now on I-15, you have Allegiant Stadium. Okay, that at night you would think you could park on the side of the road and watch a big screen TV. I mean, huge, and that caused a lot of accidents with the
Yeah.
advertising and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Now, do y'all have a baseball team, or you just going to build a stadium and poach somebody else?
the athletics are coming. The A's
Okay.
Okay.
signed, sealed, and delivered. We
Okay.
got the Raiders. Okay, and a buddy of mine says, "Boy, how come you don't follow the Raiders?" Every team I go with, they should be playing in the Brooklyn Bridge. They just horrible. So I don't, That's the other thing that was back east. I used to gamble quite a bit as far as betting on games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can go Saturday afternoon, college games or something, sit at Green Valley Ranch, wherever. Nice, comfortable chairs, got TVs all over the place. I lost my interest. I guess because you can do it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't want to do it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
But I tell you,
we didn't have a football team for quite a few years here. Well, we had the Oilers,
Mm-hmm.
and that owner Bud Adams. I mean, every time he pitched a hissy fit, he'd threaten to leave.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know, and the town kept dumping bond money and updating this, updating that, and
Try to keep them.
to keep him to stay. And finally, I think they had enough and said, "Go ahead and go to Tennessee."
Go.
yeah.
And we got the Astrodome sitting over there now, just sitting and rotting away. And
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm sure we're still paying bonds on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we took out, tried to put more seats and stuff in it, so the
They,
Oilers could sell more tickets, and they couldn't fill the seats that they had.
yeah. They were my account when I worked for Walt Mayflower down there.
Yeah.
I had
Well,
the
you
Oilers
probably dealt with
and
Bud Adams then, didn't you?
well, some of his staff, but
Yeah.
I was when I got that account with them and started working. It was funny as hell because they gave me all this little skinny Mexican kids to load all the heavy equipment onto the
Yeah.
plane when they would go. You know what I mean? So I was there with Earl, wasn't it Earl Lou?
Earl
No,
Campbell?
Earl Campbell. Me and him would talk back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
Bum Phillips when I got there, had just left, and Kenny Stable, who was there for the year,
Yeah.
and then he left. He went to New Orleans.
That was
the
back
Saints.
at the time with Dan shoot, what is his name now? Pastore? I don't know. He left that and got into drag racing, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. But Kenny Stable had right across the highway from the stadium, he had Kenny Stable's Diamondback Inn.
Yeah.
And was the snake, because that's what he called him, the
Yeah,
snake. And
I think you're right.
I spent many a night there with that. And that was a good account. It was really good. But and the Astrodome was I'm taking my daughter. So I'm a guy from New York area, okay, sitting behind the Astros by the dugout. That's the seats I got. My daughter was little, and she's got a New York Met hat on. I'm not going to get any further with you wearing this hat. You know what I mean? Kind of stuff. That was a good time in Houston, though. That was a really good time. That's before the barbecue took off with the livestock show and rodeo. And
Yeah. Way back in the day, yep.
it was a good time. I don't know. Are you going to go to the rodeo this year?
I'll go to the barbecue cook-off probably.
Yeah.
The competition. That's in February, and that's usually the week. I think that's the weekend before
The rodeo.
opening of the rodeo, I believe. It's
I'm
all
gonna-
kind of wadded there together at the same time.
I'm not saying I'm going. I'm not saying I'm not going. That's why I'm leaving it. Last year, I had all plans of going. Me and the dude he was gonna meet me, and we were gonna drive out.
Yeah.
When you hurt your knee.
And that's when I blew my knee out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
That's
can
why
tell you
don't-
ahead of time, there's a lot of walking out there.
Yeah. Well, if I was going to go with the dude, I'd just have him carry me. That's all. Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah,
So-
I'm looking forward to it already. It's like I said, it's in February, and I'm already looking forward to going.
Yeah, like when we moved here from Florida, we stopped. We got into town, and I knew right off the bat. I got on that damn 610 loop, and it was. I mean, I could count the pebbles that was in the pavement.
Yep.
That's how slow it was going, like this.
Yep.
And when I got off, I didn't realize that when I got on I-10, we pulled off. Okay, to stay at I don't know what Hampton Inn or something like that.
Yeah.
Because as we were sitting there, I made a reservation.
Mm.
And it said in Katy. I said, "Oh, I'll show Marie where I lived." Grumpus. I couldn't believe how high the overpasses were.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can build some bridges down here.
I said, "Boy, I tell you one thing. If you want to commit suicide, hit one of them bridges there. You don't worry about that."
Well, I was telling Charlotte where I had to go today
Mm-hmm.
was at 610 and 59.
Oh, that's where I used to work out in 59.
And I live just east of 45 up by Old Town Spring. Well, you know where that's at.
Yeah, yeah, sure do.
So that's where I live, and it took all afternoon to drive over there to spend $12 and
Oh,
come back.
God almighty. It was crazy. It was crazy back. We would watch ugly women get pretty by the time I got to work.
Oh yeah,
Putting their makeup on and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean that's over there by the Galleria. That's the busiest part of Houston.
Yeah, I was right off of 59 and for where Wald was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I tell you what, that was a good job. That was like the turning point, but then I wound up getting a divorce anyway, but my mom took sick and we just came back east. They set me up with a job. They moved me back east again.
Yeah.
And they set me up with a job up there that was nothing like it was in Houston. I mean, that was it. That was the cat's meow.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah, we used to go by 59. We used to go underneath 610, and there was a flea market there. We used to go underneath there. They called it the Mexican market. You could buy anything you wanted there: fruits,
Oh
vegetables,
yeah, you can buy your own stuff.
boots. Yeah. Oh, look at that! I had one just like it. Yeah, that was pretty cool back in that.
Well, this is the wrong time of year to be trying to go in that area on
Yeah.
a Saturday at Christmas in the rain.
So where we stayed, the next morning we got up and I said, let's get the hell out of here. I mean, because I had a big ride it took me 2 days to get through Texas, to come out here, drive out here. I-10 all the way out through El Paso and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a long trip.
Yeah. I mean, you look 200 and some miles to San Antonio. Oh, God. But I looked on the map from where we stayed and from where I used to live. It was like a mile and a half away.
Huh.
I didn't recognize anything. I mean, when I lived there, it was a Sonic, a shooting range, and something else, some kind of silo or something like that.
You
when I was
can't
there.
you can't hardly tell where Houston stops and Katy starts anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean they put in another loop. They put in 99, which is only about, I don't know, 4 miles north of me now.
Wow.
So that's the third loop we have. We got 610, Beltway 8, now we've got 99.
Beltway 8. Oh, I don't remember
And
that.
from 45 to 99, around, if you take 99 all the way around to 59 south,
Mm-hmm.
it takes right at an hour. And you haven't even gone halfway around it yet.
Yeah. You never give nobody the finger because you would get a big gun pulled out at you,
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
or I'd pull out a bigger gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite the place, though. I like the thing that got me when I was down there. I was young, I mean, but we went to the Galleria, and I couldn't understand that they had an ice skating pond in there.
Inside,
Ice
yeah.
skate inside the Galleria. It'd be 180s outside. You know what I mean? And you go in and people are skating.
Got
along.
ice skaters in there. Yeah,
What?
that was always wild.
Yeah. And nice steakhouse Cowboys. I think that wasn't too far from there. We used to go there quite a bit. That's where with John Travolta in that movie was shot in that place.
Oh yeah, parts of it, yeah.
Yeah, parts of that.
Yeah, because the house in that movie, his uncle's house,
Yeah,
that was over in Deer Park, right across from the Shell refinery.
yeah. That I knew. And then
'Cause
Gillies.
I watched them film some of that because at that particular time I was working at a window company, and I went out there, had delivered some windows a couple of months before, and I was out there with the screens to put on the windows, and I had to wait till they got done shooting their shot or whatever it was they would do, so I could get them screens, so I could get back to my business.
Matter of fact, when I moved out there, I think it was the year before. There was no liquor. You couldn't. They had clubs that you would go to, and I think the year that I was there, That's when they started opening up restaurants. You could have liquor in the
Oh,
bar.
okay.
That's when I was there, and I can't remember the name of the term. Bennigan's.
Bennigan's. They used to be pretty good.
Bennigan's. I mean,
They closed up now.
we go there at lunchtime, Charlotte. We go there at lunchtime, and it was buy one get one,
Uh,
a drink.
They didn't want you to leave once you showed up.
Me and this guy Gerald Morse. He lived up by you, up in Spring, and he anything that somebody did something in front of him or whatever, he would turn around and say, "Now, see that son of a bitch right there? He don't know his ass from gate 8." And I said to him, "What are you talking about, gate 8? What are you talking about?" But they would give you buy one get one. So I was drinking scotch. I had 2 scotches. We'd order lunch, but I could never understand. On the bar, they had lemons and then limes. I mean, like for giveaways, whatever.
huh,
I'm not accustomed to eating a lime or a lemon. Okay,
right.
so we got fired up. The girl behind the bar, she said, "Sir, get yourself a lemon." I looked at a lemon. I need an ice pack for my head. Fired up. She said, "You get out in that heat, or officers are gonna pull you over. Bite into that lemon." Couldn't believe it. Yeah, I don't know what it did. I guess breathalyzer or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, but that was quite the place.
Yeah, Bennigan's used to be a really good place to go, and they've pretty much dried up around here.
Yeah. Wesley used to work there when he was a young person
Yeah.
Really?
before he went in the military. Yeah. I don't know what he did. I have no clue.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Grumpus, did I tell you that we got a diagnosis for Violet finally?
No, this is the appointment you've been waiting forever to go to.
After
Okay.
5 years, we finally know. And it is something that I suspected a long time ago. She has psoriatic arthritis,
Ooh.
and it is a very similar condition to what her dad has. The
Okay.
the only difference is because it affects the same joints. Um,
So how do you treat something like that?
she is now on Celebrex, and she has to take that every day. And Monday she starts a medicine called Cosentix,
I
and you've
heard of
probably
it.
seen it advertised on
Yeah, I
television.
think I've seen it.
And it's for psoriatic arthritis. It basically it's a what do you call it? Monoclonal antibody, and it attacks some protein in the body that causes the inflammation.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
hopefully,
you got a
within
fire
about,
going there, buddy.
within about a month, she's
Smoking.
going to be feel like a different person. I hope. I've got my
Well, I
fingers
hope
crossed.
so because she's been suffering that for a while.
She really has, and she cried and cried and cried on the way home. She said, "I knew I wasn't crazy, Mom. I knew I wasn't crazy. They all treated me like I was just some
Yeah.
hysterical teenager or some kind of little hypochondriac." And I said, "Baby, it don't matter what they did. But what happened? Oh, let me tell you how this all worked out.
Well,
You
it's
know,
nice to have answers.
it is.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like the answers, it's
Even if
nice
it's
to know something.
yeah." And yesterday she was sitting on the couch and was kind of, I don't know, just not herself and feeling down and getting a little weepy. And she said, "Mom, this really sucks. I got to deal with this the rest of my life." And I said, "Yeah, I understand." I was one, and in my head, I was thinking, I wondered when the reality of a lifetime chronic illness was going to hit her.
Yeah.
You know, but she has a great example in how to deal with it by from her dad and everything. And
I mean, it just ends up working into your life and becomes a part of your routine,
right,
part of
and
Yeah.
part of your normal.
that's one of the things that the rheumatologist told her the other day. Don't stop. Whatever you do, get up and move. Do not stop moving, because if you do, it's you'll end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
same thing they told Wesley years ago. But a few months ago, I noticed I had taken her something she was in the shower and she hollered for me. She had forgotten something and to do her hair. So I went and got it for her and I took it in the bathroom. Well, she was wrapped in a towel by the time I got in there. But in her chest area, I could see these little spots and they kind of looked like ringworm at first.
mm,
And I said, we need to take you to the doctor. I think you've got ringworm. And she goes, well, I don't know. I said, how long have they been there? She says, I don't know. They come and go off and on. I said, well, that's interesting. That's not really ringworm if it comes and goes.
yeah.
And I got to looking at it, and she turned in the light just the right way, and it looked silver. I said, oh my God, Violet, you've got psoriasis.
Wow.
So we took her to the doctor. Well, the doctor made me feel like I was a fool because she says, oh no, that's not a psoriasis. That's a fungal infection. So she gave her this cream to put on it every day, and she's been using it every day since, and it's not gone away. Well, about a month ago, she said, Mom, I am really got some out of control dandruff, and I need to get it under control, and I don't know what to do. I said, because we've tried every dandruff shampoo on the market for her. I said, why don't we make an appointment with a dermatologist and see what they say? And all the whole time I'm thinking, I bet you they're going to tell me she's got scalp psoriasis. I just know it. I just know it. And sure enough, that's what it was. Interestingly enough, it was a physician's assistant that looked at her first. And as soon as she saw it, she goes, oh yeah, that's psoriasis. So then they took her history and she talked about all the things that have been happening the past few years. And she says, hang on a minute. I need to go get somebody. So she goes out of the room and brings in an internal medicine doctor who also happens to have psoriatic arthritis. And she went over everything with Violet, looked at all of her spots, and said, if you don't have psoriatic arthritis, I should give back my license.
Mm.
And so that was 2 days before the rheumatology visit. So basically we had that ammunition when we went there.
Going in.
Yeah. And I wanted her to make sure she got to the dermatologist before we got to the rheumatologist so we could add another symptom. And it was surprisingly easy. It was, I expected to have to battle, and so don't tell my daughter nothing's wrong with her. Because I was ready. I mean, I was.
That's the problem. Really is.
Yeah. And he didn't, or she. It was a woman doctor.
So will the treatment help clear some of the other stuff up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's supposed to work on the spots. And they're not, how when you see people with psoriasis and sometimes they're great big spots with this, it almost looks contagious.
Yep.
Because it's so flaky.
Almost looks like a burn.
Yeah. Well, hers aren't like that. And I don't know if it's progressive and it turns into that. I don't know.
It's an autoimmune disease is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Basically what it is. And from what I gather from it, the dandruff and stuff, that's part of it. Everybody thinks it's all part of, of the metabolic situation you got. There's a Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about that a lot.
Yeah.
And about the diet and stuff like that.
That was one of the things the doctor said to her, that she might want to investigate an anti-inflammatory type diet that doesn't include carbs.
Well, Charlotte, it's not necessarily the carbs. It's how your body handles sugar. That's basically what it is. I mean, if you don't have type 2 diabetes or anything like that, but with this autoimmune, switching up your diet for a little bit, that stuff clears up.
It can help. It can definitely help. And but it was such a relief. It really was. It was
you got an answer. Now you got a direction where to go. I mean,
exactly.
God almighty, it's so hard to get an answer in 15 minutes or wait 5-6 months to get an appointment. It's
Oh my
ridiculous.
God. 8 months it took us to get that
Yeah,
appointment.
it's just.
You know?
Now, I've been railing now on this food recalls and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and my whole thing is if it was a bad enough recall, they'd shut some stuff down. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a money grab, raising the price of foods. So I think things are going to change this year with it. Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
With
some of it sounds crazy, but things need to be changing because
yes, they do.
the status quo right now is food recalls.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. It's
Well,
completely
I just
ridiculous.
heard, what was it, today or yesterday, that they're considering banning red dye 40 from all foods in the US, which is wonderful.
It's not allowed in any
It's
other
not
place
allowed in
in.
other countries, right?
So yeah, I mean, it's a big change. It's a money grab. I mean, come on. We don't do politics, and I understand that, but it has nothing to
Right.
do with politics. It talks about big food. That's what it is.
It's greed.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you what
Corporate greed is what it is.
yeah.
it's about. They're
And
I
people
see.
don't
sacrificing
realize how
health.
all these corporations are tied together.
Yeah.
Bingo. So I did some deep research with these recalls, and that's why people like your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
okay, has problems because of the food that they're eating, that we eat, all of us eat. They're
Mm-hmm.
not being straightforward with us,
Right.
okay. And I mean, poor kid suffered, okay, all this time, and it could be something that she's eating and just disrupted her whole system.
Yep.
But there are articles right now from what is it called? Um, Something food, something I forget what the name of it is. It's money. It's a money grab. Just before Thanksgiving, they put
Mm-hmm.
a ban on carrots.
Yes, I remember that.
Now this week, cinnamon is being recalled. Just everybody's making Christmas cookies, right, with cinnamon in. They say maybe or could have lead in it. Okay, the scare tactics are ridiculous. So your daughter had to suffer for that many years because of some bull crap they're putting in the food. That's not
Mm.
right. So
Well, if I had to guess what the culprit was, I would say chicken nuggets.
bingo. There you go.
She ate so many chicken nuggets when she was little. She went through a phase that's all she would eat.
And for the life of me, I'm not being able to find a chicken that shape.
I know,
Exactly.
I know. But yeah, I would blame the chicken nuggets.
And here's the other thing. Now, not that I'm sticking up for McDonald's or nothing, okay, but they had a recall on quarter pounders with cheese with onions. Okay,
Yes.
so the way the headlines read, quarter pounders, McDonald's quarter pounder recall, one death, 15 in a hospital. Okay, because of onions. Now I got to tell you something. McDonald's does not have a 16-year-old with a knife cutting onions.
No, they
It
don't.
comes from a processor.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
And the people who process that put it out.
And
But
it's already chopped and everything.
if they say Grumpus and Garvey Chopping Onion Company, people would say that's bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who do they say? McDonald's. What
Right.
they didn't say was Burger King, Taco Bell,
Use all
all
the
the other
same companies.
Arby's, all these other places that bought from that place, but they said McDonald's. So what happened to McDonald's? They got nailed. And the only reason why I know they got nailed is because my grandson works there.
Mm.
And he had 2 weeks that he got sent home from work because
Because business was
they
down.
had no business. So it's
Mhm.
all bullcrap. And I can get myself crazy on it because in the restaurant business, if I have chickens and everything's after the fact because it's like a 911 call. You come home,
Right.
your house is broken into, you call 911. Okay, and
Mhm.
the cops come out and make a big deal, but nothing gets solved.
Right.
So if I have a restaurant and all of a sudden I'm doing chicken dinners on special, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from somebody, hey, we're in the hospital, so and so is very sick, and your place was the last place we were at. Okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That business is gone. I can't go
Right.
back to the chicken people and say what happened. I have to eat that.
Right.
So it's
Well,
all
let
a
me tell
mess.
you what Violet did yesterday. This is hilarious. The doctor that told us that this was not psoriasis, the first doctor, it was her primary care physician and the one that gave her the medication to put on it and it didn't work. Well, we can communicate with her through the app. Uh, what do you call it? Where you can make your appointments and you can leave a message and all this.
I can't think of the name of it.
The portal. That's what it is. So, so she left her a message yesterday that said, "Remember the fungal infection you said I had? Well, my mom was right, and it was psoriasis, and you're fired."
Excellent. I love that.
I
love
said,
that.
"You go, girl." So what she did was she called the internal medicine doctor and asked her if she could be her primary care physician. And she told her, yes, she could. So she's going to use this doctor who also has the same condition she has to be her primary care doctor.
There you go. Smart kid.
I'm like, you go, girl. I am so proud of
Yep,
you.
smart kid. Yeah. I go to the here's what they're doing now with me. Okay. Now they make my appointment with Marie's.
Oh, to keep you under control.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you get crazy. Tom, I love you. You know that. But you get a little crazy.
Now let's not go over the board right now.
You get a little worked up. How's that?
Charlotte, I never said nothing about knitting tonight, so let's be honest.
you owe him one.
Yeah, she sounds like she's pretty smart. So
she
that
is.
got me fired up. And then with the medications now, okay? Now I take this Eliquis. I've been on it since 2015. They told me I'd be off it in 6 months. And I keep bitching and moaning about it, but I can't afford it.
Yeah.
For 30-day supply is $118.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in the donut hole now. Now they want $500 and some for this 30-day supply.
Yeah.
So when I was to the doctor last, she gave me 2 samples.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 of them is a month, 2 weeks. Okay. Well, I'm getting close, and I call up, and you get these dingbats on the phone. Okay, who would rather be saying, "Can I take your order, please?"
You want fries with that?
Yeah, exactly. She says, the girl says, "So what are you asking for?" I said, "Samples." She said, "Samples for what?" I said, "For the medications." I said, "Is there somebody normal I can talk to there, please?" So she put me on hold, and she put me with the front desk, because this is an answering service that you call when you call. The front desk says, "Hi, Mr. Garvey, how you doing? I checked, we have no samples." Okay. I said, "So I'm just supposed to go without it? Is that what you're saying?" So in other words, you're telling me that I don't need to take this anyway. No, I didn't say that. I just said we don't have any samples. Click, and hung up. It's a mile from my house.
Yeah.
Oh.
And down I go, pull into the parking lot. I walk in. Girl says, "Oh, hello. Can I help you?" I said, "I need to see the doctor." She's with a patient right now. So I'll wait. You can have a seat. And I said, "I'm going to wait right here." And I said, waited, stood there. I move off to the side. A couple other people come in.
Right.
And probably maybe 10 minutes. Felt like an hour, but 10 minutes later,
Mm-hmm.
out comes the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, hi, Tom. How you doing? What's the matter? What can I do for you?" I said, "I need samples. You told me that I can just come here to the end of the year, get my samples."
Right.
She says, "Hold on." Goes in the back, comes back with 2 packs.
What?
Yeah. I said, "So I don't know who I talked to on the phone, okay? But they should be working at Walmart, not here in the doctor's office." And I turned around and I left.
Oh my goodness.
Marie says, she says, "You're getting better." We're not flying off the handle, but
I was gonna say that sounds very like you handled that really well.
but it's sickening. I mean, it's just
is.
it's
I haven't
heartbreaking.
taken any medication all these years, and I've been into it with the pharmacy twice in the last 3 weeks.
Oh no.
And I thought of Tom every time I marched in that place. What would Tom do?
I was going to get Marie's phone number to call you. Mr. Grumpus, there was a problem. Just see.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
just today, I called this morning. Well, I had Vicky call first because I knew she thought it'd be better. So, I was down to two pills, and I needed a refill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got caught in menu hell on the phone, You can't get hold of nobody, and they're saying they can have my refills ready Thursday. Well, I'm taking these tablets twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
I've missed two doses, and I only had 2 left in that bottle.
Oh no.
So I just put myself in the car, and I went down there with my bottle of 2 pills, and waited in line, and showed her. And she said, "Well, it shows that it's being processed."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, what does that mean?" She said, "Well, as soon as they have it processed, they'll text you."
Mm-hmm.
And I
I'm
shook
here
that
now.
bottle, and I shook that bottle at her, and I said, "Look, I've got 2 left, and I've already missed 2.
Mm-hmm.
I need this refill." Well, okay, well, let me check. And then another guy comes by. He said, "Well, we can probably get those for you today."
I would think so.
I said, "What time? How late are you open?" They said, "Well, we're open till 6. They should be ready around 4. Fine.
Okay.
I went back. I went back later in the day on my return trip from across town.
Mm-hmm.
Went in there, and she said, "Well, it's still showing it's being processed."
Mm-mm.
And the guy that had told me that was the next register over, and I pointed at him. I says, "He said it'd be ready at 4. It's now 5:30."
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you
She
got
said,
to
"Well, I
do
can
it.
promise this will be ready in the morning." I said, "Morning's not going to work." I said,
Yeah.
"I'm not leaving till I got my pills."
Good for you.
And she went back there, and within 7 minutes, they had 2 prescriptions pulled.
See, now why couldn't they have done that when you were there the first time, though?
Because
Well,
it doesn't
the
say
first
it.
time I went round and around, they were telling me, it's going to take a few days and all
Yeah.
that. And I said, how long does it take to count 30 pills?
Right?
I
Embarrassed,
get a
embarrassed
message.
Vicky to death. That's why she called this morning. She said they'll be spitting in your bottle. They'll be doing all kinds of crap to you if you don't behave around these people.
I got
Well,
Walgreens, and when my stuff comes due,
Uh-huh.
okay, I get a text, I get a phone call, okay, then I get an email, and then I get another text, phone call, email.
Walgreens will harass you till you come get your stuff.
My
Well,
doctor,
I'm going to CVS. So I asked her, I says, "What do I have to do?" Because some of them I've got like 6 refills. It's a year's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And I
You're
asked her,
right,
I
Pat.
said, "What do I have to do to where these refills will automatically be filled?" And she said, "Well, you're in the system. You should already do that. They should send you a text, but if not, you can always call."
Right.
I said, "Have you ever tried to call this place?"
Huh.
I said, "I was in menu hell for over 5 minutes this morning
Yep.
before your system finally hung up on me." I said, "I drove here to see you face to face quicker than what my phone call was this morning
Right.
talking to a robot."
Right. You know
She
what?
said,
You
"Well,
might,
yeah, sometimes it does get a little bad." And I said, I said, "It's atrocious."
I don't have that problem with Walgreens, Grumpus. I call Walgreens. I go through a menu. I know what number to push. I've called it so many times. You hit number 4, it takes you straight to the pharmacy and a human picks up. Now, I don't know if it's like that where you live, but here that's the way it is.
Well,
You might want to try.
I've got a Walgreens to the south of me, about the same distance as the CVS to the north of me.
You might want to try them. If not, I don't know if Houston, if they still have just local mom and pop pharmacies. But if you can find one, they are
If they're
worth
stocked
their
good.
they are worth their weight in gold.
Oh, I mean, I'm standing there in line, and they're getting ready. The screens start coming down about a third of the way.
Yeah.
And the guy behind me, he said, "Are they fixing to close?" This was probably 1 o'clock. I tell you what, it was 1:27. I looked at my
They were
watch,
going to lunch.
and he said, "Are they fixing to shut down on us?" I said, "Well, apparently their lunch is more important than me and you."
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, "Well, that ain't going to work."
That's good
So
for
I
him.
got up there, and the guy told me, he said, "Well, I'm showing we have these polled, and this is the guy that told me they'd be ready at 4."
Mm-hmm.
I said, so 4 o'clock, these will be ready." He said, "Well, as long as we have it in stock, they'll be ready at 4." I said, "Well, when will we know if they're in
If it's
stock?"
in stock.
She says, well, as soon as we get back from lunch, I'll check. I says, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I just stand here until you go check?
Right. Why don't
He
you
says,
just do
well,
it
we're getting ready to go to lunch. I says, and I leaned in. I says, I'll give you $1. he, he says, I don't think it'd be necessary. Let me go look. It took him about 20 seconds.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
thought, you're going to make this ridiculous, then I'll make it ridiculous.
I had to jump back and stop what I was doing because I was having stomach issues.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
Hey, TJ.
for crying out loud. Hold on a
Hey,
minute.
guys.
Well,
What's
I
going
had
on,
a
DJ? I
problem.
didn't see you. I'm sorry.
I did have a
Yeah.
problem.
I still
Walgreens,
can't see you.
Just the it's been about 3 weeks ago. I had a problem at Walgreens, but it wasn't a huge problem because I had medicine in the cabinet for Murphy. Look at that! It's a sticker.
Yeah, this is what Numbnuts sent me.
Oh my
It's a
goodness!
sticker?
He sent Marie a
Yeah.
nice thing. Okay.
I love it.
And this is what he
No,
sends me.
delicious.
That's
I love
funny.
It's classic.
But it took almost 2 weeks to get my son's migraine medicine because it was processing.
Right.
And finally, I called him and I said, look, I've only got 2 doses of this left, and I have to take some to the school for him. I said,
Yeah.
so I need this today. And what they did was they called the other Walgreens and had it couriered over to their Walgreens so I could
Yeah.
pick it up that evening before
Yeah.
closing.
I mean, all the guy would have had to done was say, okay, well, 2 weeks before you're out, call us.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks before you're out.
Yeah.
Just tell me what the rules are so I can play the game.
Right.
Because there's been time Vicky has run out of medicine or come close to it. She'll get down to 3 pills, 3
Yeah.
or 4 pills, and she'll call for the refill. They say, well, you shouldn't be out yet.
Right. It's not time to reorder
It's
yet.
not time to
or
refill.
whatever.
I can't refill them yet. So
So
you got to wait until it gets right down to the wire and
Uh-huh.
hope they have it in stock so you can get it on time.
I was taking them pills and cutting them in half. Just a week before I went off the rocker
Yeah.
Mhm.
to stretch them out. So from 5 milligrams to 2.5, or nothing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So they said the most time you can be off it is 2 weeks. Okay. This is
Okay.
an anticoagulating medication.
Right.
That I should have only been on 6 months. I've been on since almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So when I told the doctor that I was cutting them in half, you could see her face just start getting red. She was getting pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I said, well, what are you going to do? And she got real quiet and she said, the pharmaceutical industry is really, really going down the tubes.
Let me tell you how much it's going down the tubes. This new medication my daughter has to take, it's an injection. And a month's supply is $7,000 without insurance. We have insurance, really good insurance, and it's going to cost us $46 a month. Now, the discrepancy is phenomenal right there. So basically, what I'm going to ask is how much does the pharmacy get paid from the insurance company for this $7,000 medicine?
Charlotte, I'm starting now this year coming up. I have Humana. Okay.
Mhm.
I left there a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago, and went to United Healthcare. United Healthcare was even worse.
Was it?
Yes. So I went back to Humana. But now this year, what's going to happen? Okay. The medications, this medication that I can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
So guess how you're going to have to pay for it now? Because there's no more donut hole for seniors. They're doing away with that. But you can pay on it.
No.
So you figure out how much I needed this for the year, put that price tag on it, and it's like a car loan.
That's awful.
Yeah, sure it is. It's
You're going to
ridiculous.
die in debt.
Yeah, so now what's going on with me now is a year or two, year and a half, almost going on 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that Ozempic, I was on this stuff called Trulicity.
Yeah.
It dropped my It dropped my blood sugar down, but I didn't lose any more weight because I was already doing keto. So this was we made a compromise. I'll do that, and I'm still doing keto, and he would agree with me. He was
Okay.
a DO, so he was okay with that.
Okay.
Well, every couple weeks he was upping the dose. Okay, so I was at the highest level. Well, this stuff makes you constipated.
Oh no.
Okay, it slows down your metabolism, slows down your processing.
Everything. Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I was literally full of shit for a week.
Oh no.
I mean, it was horrible. It really was horrible.
Oh, that's terrible.
So they take me off it. Okay, things went back to normal. In a couple of weeks, I was back on, lost weight, but my blood sugar shot up.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm battling that whole. Now I got to go to the doctor now because now they think that it might be a problem that I was on that, and I might have some small intestine problems.
Oh no.
So I said, "Is any possible chance of colon cancer?" She says, "Well, that's the bridge we have to cross." I just looked at her like, "Hey, sons of bitches! Well, put you on these damn medications and stuff like that with no clue."
Right.
Now, all these people that are taking this $1,000 a month Trulicity, there's no studies on it, no nothing.
Right.
And you can't get them. Black market now. You can get them on the black market. So whatever that means. Yeah, it's just getting old stuff, I tell you. DJ, don't get old.
Trust me, I'm already
He is already there.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I only got good through a bunch of red tape this week because needing to get a level of medical necessity to even get a new wheelchair.
A letter of medical necessity. Can they not look at you?
It's the red tape is so much bull.
That's insane,
Yeah.
DJ. That's
Yeah,
insane.
it is.
Yeah.
I know, but
That makes me so mad.
it's what I have to deal with. I mean,
Right.
I'm on exercise, but I have humana, and I have a small a backup. So yeah. No, I got a lot of red tape that I have to go through just to do some simple tasks. So,
Right.
yes. Yeah. No.
Terry, that stuff is the devil.
Yeah.
Just saying.
When I say I know what y'all go through, I
believe you, honey.
Yeah.
I'm learning real quick.
Marie's license is up in January, her birthday. Okay. So she's gonna be 71.
Right.
So what is it? A couple weeks. All right. They send out from DMV. They send out a letter to her, and she says, "What the hell is this bullcrap?" So she's got to go get an eye test at a doctor. She's got to go to the doctor's office to get a physical. All right. And then mail it in, send the $17, what is it, to renew the license, and go from there. So I said, that's crazy. So I get on the phone, I call. That is another thing, okay? You talk about, it should be called 1-800-DIAL-DUMMIES. That's what it should be. I get on the phone with some whack job, and they're saying, well, you don't have to worry about getting a physical if you come in here. Okay.
So the DMV is doing physicals now?
Well, listen, it gets better, Charlotte. We can physically see her walk in. So we won't have to she wouldn't have to go to the doctor if you come here. We can do the eye test here if you physically walk in here. I said, so I can bring her down tomorrow? She said, no, you need to make an appointment.
Yeah.
I said, okay, what's open? Give me a date. Tomorrow, day after that? No, December 27th or the 28th. I said, so that is what, week, 2 weeks before her birthday? And if there's any mix-up, she won't have a driver's license? Lady says, that's the way it's working out, sir. Thank you for calling. Click.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I told Marie, all right, DMV's on my list.
Well, I've got an appointment tomorrow or Monday
Mm-hmm.
for a doctor for the first time we'll be meeting, and I've been trying to see him since the first part of October.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
They made that appointment. I said, "That's the soonest you can do it." She said, "That's the only thing we got open."
Yeah. And out here, they have what they call desert radiology. All right. That's the only place you can get any kind of imaging done. Only place. Talk about a monopoly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That and Quest. Now, Quest is for the blood work. That's the other one, LabCorp. They don't take my insurance. So what a joke. What a really joke it is.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can't
No,
fight City Hall.
you can hate the game, but it's the only game in town.
Yeah. See these? Took me 3 weeks to get a freaking pair of suspenders from Amazon.
And they look very nice, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? You know what they said? They sent me a text. Guess what? We found your other suspenders. Okay. And I said, okay, shove them where the sun don't shine. It said we can't send that one up there. I mean, you can't talk to them. There's no talking to nobody anymore unless you physically go to the place. So it's just completely nuts. I don't know. Marie says probably next year you're not allowed out of the house. No.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, so you're looking good, buddy. I mean, it looks like your hair got darker.
No, it's just the lighting, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you look pretty good. You don't have that pale look anymore.
I've lost 13 pounds.
Wow.
Nice.
Need a couple chicken fried steaks in you.
I'll probably get it back here pretty quick.
Yeah.
I did see a dietitian Monday, and
Oh, do tell. What is a heart healthy diet?
she didn't think I was doing too bad.
Good for
Told
her.
her what I eat and what I don't eat and the reasons why, and I told her, I said, look, it just seems to me like it's just a lot of common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said, eat in moderation, don't overdo any of it, watch the fats, watch the salts. I said, but I don't intend to give anything up.
Right.
I said, but I'm trying to be smart about it. I don't have to eat a 12-ounce ribeye. I could do an 8 and cut the fat off the outside edge.
Mm-hmm.
She said, oh, ribeye's the worst. I said, no, it's the best.
No, it is the best. Yes, sir.
That's where me and my dietitian went 2 years ago, went off the rails. So at the end of the session, I said, everything you're telling me, I said, I can't have it, type 2 diabetic. Well, I happen to be the dietitian. So I said, oh, yeah? Watch that channel.
Yeah. I mean, she wanted to know how often I eat vegetables and fresh vegetables, and how often I eat fruit and whole grain breads and stuff like that. And everything she asked me, I said, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. And I finally told her, I said, look, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. She said, really? She said, how often do you eat red meat in a week? I said, 6 days. She says, really? I said, yeah, the wife cooks one night a week.
She got an instant migraine, guaranteed.
Oh my gosh. That is funny.
But we probably visited for maybe 20 minutes. She said, well, I think you're on the right track. You're not, you can make some adjustments here or there, but you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's drummed into their heads so much. They're not diet. I mean, even a dietitian is wrong. You know what I mean? The way
Well,
they
yeah, I
look
mean,
at things.
like I said, a lot of it to me is just common sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning,
But
cholesterol was 300. That's
That's
where the
right.
goalposts were. Then it
okay,
went down to 250. Then it went down to 200. Now they want it below 150.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing? What are you talking about? Nobody walks away and says, "Hey, guess what? You're fixed because guess what? This is what you're eating now. You're
right.
fixed." You know, I don't know.
I mean, if I want to make a meatloaf, I'll put it on a rack instead of letting it sit in the fat.
Yeah,
Right.
That's just me doing what
Yeah.
I think I need to do. But I'm not
yeah,
going to give up meatloaf.
exactly. I said to the dietitian one time, I said, "Let me ask you a question." I said, with me with the type 2, I was so confused with it, the type 2 diabetes. I didn't know what you listen to so many different people. What do you eat? What are you doing? This
Every one
number's
of them's got a
fine.
different opinion, I'll bet.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I said with this dietitian, and she said, "Do you drink alcohol?" I said, "Now we're getting personal." I said, "I said occasionally." She said,
Uh-huh.
"How much do you drink?" I said, "I tell you what, they would if you drank what I drank, they would probably call 911 for you." Okay.
Oh
She
my.
she just like looked at me like this. She says, "Well, that's not good." I said, "Well, I know." I said, "If cirrhosis," I said, that's a problem. But I got a question for you. I said, "How many Bowery bums, drunks, laying on the streets, drink the bottomless and that? How many of them have type 2 diabetes?" She looked at me. I said, "Not too many of them." Okay, so it's all the
Yeah.
bull crap that you want me to eat. Okay, you
Yeah.
pinpoint one or two things. Okay, I said, "So I guess you're the same person that would turn around and tell me that a diet Pepsi is good." So she says, "No, you're good." And she wrote on the paper, and that was the last time I seen her. I
She-
probably,
this
probably got my
gal asked
picture.
me, she said, how many times a week do you eat fresh vegetables? And I said, well, I'll open up a can of green beans once in a while. She said, no, I said fresh. I said, I just bought them last week.
Dear God.
So I tried to get her on the ropes, but we spent more time laughing than we did interviewing.
Give it a rope of dope. Uh,
Good grief.
so this doctor that I see now, she's actually she's the PA. So she looks a little Asian, but she has an Italian last name. So I guess her husband must have been some Italian and stuff like that. So I said, "What?" While we're on the subject about me, I said, "Let me ask you, what do you eat?" And she went through the whole routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I have this and I have that, blah blah blah. Went through going through there. I said, "Do you have type 2 diabetes?" She said, "Well, no." I says, "Do you have any heart problems?" "Well, no." I says, "When's the last time you heard of somebody dying of cholesterol? High cholesterol? Give me the name. Look it up. Nobody." Okay, it's part of a symptom. If you eat a lot of carbs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you will wind up with that kind of problem. But as far as the way I'm eating, you're looking at me and saying what you're eating is wrong, but you're
Mm-hmm.
testing me against the standard American diet. Okay, you're
Right.
testing me about a high carbohydrate diet. I said,
Mm-hmm.
so when you start testing me about what I'm eating, I said, I bet you I'll have glowing numbers. So
Mm-hmm.
when I get there, the little chubby nurse says to me, "We got to walk down there to get on the scale." We get down there, I tell you first. And she looks at me like that, and then we go to get the blood pressure. And let me do yours now. It's all the schemes and stuff like that.
Oh, it is. I mean, I don't want fat people telling me how to eat, and I don't want broke people telling me how to finance.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And they can't solve your problem in 10-minute visit.
Mm-hmm.
No, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I waited 3 weeks to see this gal.
Wow. Wow.
So I mean, like I said, we probably talked maybe 20 minutes.
So this is the reason why now she's going to bring me and Marie in together. January 8th, we have day before Marie's birthday.
What
do
do
you
you
have?
think Maria's going to make you behave?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, we can do a duel, both of you together at the same time. I said, I bet you'll spend 5 minutes with me and the rest of the time with her. No. But it is what it is. I mean, and
Hmm.
to find the right doctors, your insurance won't cover it,
Yeah.
or if you do go, it's the price is through the roof. Even going to a dentist,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
to do a dental. Some guy on YouTube got the dental implants put in. Cost $25,000.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Okay,
God.
he got a bone infection in his mouth, upper and lower. Okay, and they're fighting back and forth. He actually had to go to somebody and have them taken out.
Oh no.
Yeah. While that was showing there, another one came up. You know how the algorithm pumps up another one? All right.
Yeah.
Another guy had headaches because he had the implants, but they were magnetized. Put the teeth up with a magnet. Well, from the magnet, right, was causing this guy a disruption in his brain.
Shut up.
Yeah. And I'm saying, hey, say
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
say You don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, it makes you go, listen to that. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I will try to.
I can't imagine somebody telling me they're going to put magnets in my head and leave
Oh,
them.
that looks good.
There you
You
go.
just did that?
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Jesus.
Super easy, Tom. There's nothing magical about it, I promise.
Well, that's all I need now. Get hooked on crocheting.
You should.
You need something to do, Tom.
Yes.
I tell you one thing. My mother, my aunt, and a lady down the street, they would get together
Yeah.
and they would crochet. At one point, they were making these Afghans. All right. I said, I tell you what, you keep going. Houston Astrodome don't need the dome. You can cover that whole thing with them blankets you're
With
making.
them blankets.
Pull the arm up and they get it going. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't know. Well, folks, I'm going to get off because I got stuff to do tomorrow. I'm going to try to sleep. I'm going to put on somebody living up in Alaska trying to light a fire. And I'm going to get under the covers.
I'll be right back.
Lay claim to your blanket while you can.
Exactly. I claim this bed warmth. Unbelievable. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for too long myself.
I'm going to look into this one. This was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. The only one drawback is the typing, is the chat.
So
And
I'm going
like
to
you
see.
said, I don't know. Maybe that shows up with the subscription, but they don't mention that part.
Yeah. And it's what, $20, I guess, right? 19 and change.
I can't remember. They're all pretty close, within
Yeah,
$5 each other, I think.
Yeah, but not StreamYard.
No, not StreamYard.
$44.99.
I think Restream, I think EV Mux are within just a few bucks of each other.
Yeah.
Okay. EV Mux, I have a hard time saying. I might say something else and nobody.
I don't know how they come up with that name.
Yeah.
There's a lot of videos out there on EV Mux, so it's fairly popular amongst the people in the know. I'm just not
I know.
one of them.
Do you all watch Scully?
Yeah.
I've seen it occasionally, yes.
Yeah, Scully does, I think, on EV Mux also.
Okay.
I think he's on there and with audio overlays and stuff like that and all that stuff that
Yeah.
they come up with and everything like that. Really looks nice. I mean,
it looks like it's got the basics of OBS.
yeah.
So that can dress things up, make things fun.
Yeah.
I get bored of software real quick.
Yeah, especially when it starts goofing up a little bit, like StreamYard. I mean, after a while, they wouldn't let me on. I mean, basically. So I don't
You
know.
know, Scully lives down the road from me.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He's a nice
And
guy.
he is a very nice man. In fact, Wesley went to the school to pick Murphy up one day because he had a headache or a doctor appointment or something. And Scully came over to him, shook his hand, and said, "I'd know your face anywhere."
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Didn't know who he
He's a
was.
celebrity.
I know. So he said, "I'm sorry, I don't know your name." And he says, "I'm Scully." He says, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's cool as hell. Ah,
That
Isn't
is
that's
that
pretty.
cool.
funny?
He's with Marie all the time. He comes on with me once in a while. I'll
Mhm.
go on, show him support. And what I'll do
Yeah.
is my 3 channels. I'll click on them, show him the support on there like that. And Grumpus, the reason why I'm asking you about these right here is because I'm going to start Marie doing a live and trying to talk about how she comes up with her stories and stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a good
okay.
idea.
So she has people over in Scotland and UK and all that stuff that they're all with that spooky shit. So
Right.
I'm gonna either this. I'm not gonna do Streamyard with her. I got one of my 720 cameras, the Logitech. I'll set up for her like that, and she can start doing that
Yeah.
because she's. I mean, all the videos she put up, she's got like maybe 300 hours of watch time.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, she's
That's
really
it,
taking it.
huh?
Yeah, really taking. People
Okay.
blow right
Cool.
through it.
Well,
So
I'll try. I'll try to do Evie Mux next time.
I will say, I think Evie Mux is the one that cuts you off at 2 hours.
okay.
I know it. I know they do on the free version.
Yeah, on the free
I'm not
version.
sure how much you get on the next tier up.
This is
Yeah.
crystal clear. It looks easy as hell
But we
to
did. I mean, we did that one time. We hit the 2 hour mark, and I just started a new stream.
Right. And that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Or
But I
they
mean, I
just,
like the looks of this. It like Tom said, it looks really clear. I don't know if
yeah,
it's just the contrast of the colors makes everything pop or what it is.
right.
But
Well, I'm looking at it on my phone and it looks better on my phone than it does on my Chromebook.
okay.
So,
Well, probably so because it's tighter.
yeah,
have
Smaller
you
pictures, tighter.
right.
did you click on the plus on here?
On the plus,
Yeah.
I
You
will.
see what it says? Presentation, screen share, extra camera, local
Mhm.
video.
Well, it says add a camera.
And mine
Let
says
me see here.
extra camera PHEO.
Yeah, I
guess
see that too.
Let me
and
see if
then
it'll let me. No, it's not letting me do it.
okay.
Probably because
So
it's are you using the free version?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
let's try restream to YouTube on the other one. Home Sports Zone and new tab. The other one. I'm going to look into it. I really am because
Yeah.
it looks pretty clear.
I mean,
Uh,
it's just as easy to use as StreamYard.
Yeah.
Things are in different positions.
Of course, with the
You got to kind
podcast,
of
I might
find it.
I might use something like this because there's no obstructions. It looks like there's nothing on the screen other than the top says restream. So maybe
Mhm.
if you pay for it, you might be able to get rid of that.
Oh
It's got a
yeah.
barcode come up on yours.
Yeah. Yep. So you can do barcodes. What is this? So you
Support
can
this
add stuff
stream.
like that into it.
Pretty cool.
And if you're hawking merchandise, you can even put something like this up.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And that's the free stuff. Notes. They've got a little bit of music you can add to it.
I just clicked on settings and it went right to OBS.
Okay, we lost you.
Tom, come back.
Did you happen to turn off your virtual camera in
Camera.
OBS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. Because there's a camera with a slash through it on your screen right now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah,
hear you
fine.
fine.
There you are. Well,
He's almost here.
almost. Oh, nope, not that one. Uh-oh, where'd he go?
Well, he's still here,
Yeah.
but he lost his camera feed. Charlotte, do you have a USB-C port?
No.
Yes.
You do not.
Not on my Chromebook, no.
Okay. What about
But
your laptop?
I'm about to get myself a new laptop. I don't know where I'm gonna get it from yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but after Christmas, I'm getting one.
Well, I said something about sending one of these cameras to you, but it needs USB-C. Hey, Tom's back.
Is there such a thing as an adapter that I could buy to?
There are adapters, but I don't know if the camera
Will
Oh,
will
accept it.
still function because
Yeah.
okay.
it's 1080 at 60 frames a second.
Oh,
So it may need the speed
yeah.
of the USB-C to
Right,
work.
right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, well, after Christmas, I'll
Well, I'm going to jump off, guys. Thank
shut
you
up.
for letting me up. I appreciate it.
Tom, thanks for
Right,
stopping
Tom.
by.
Have a great,
It's
great
good to
rest of your
see you, my
weekend.
dear.
And Charlotte, don't stop, man. It's getting nice roll during the week.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I looked in. You had at one point you had like 14 or 15 people
Yeah,
that were
I think
watching.
my highest was 17 last week.
Okay.
And that's fine. You know, I don't really want 500 people in my stream because I can't
Yeah.
keep up with that.
All right.
You know,
I hit the thumbs up. You know.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
no, that's what it's all about. I mean, try to
Yeah,
keep everybody rolling with it. But
right.
I was going to say, hey, I'm here, but just keep on going with it.
Well, you don't have to say, hey, I'm here. I know that you're a dude and you don't
I
get into nitty knotting.
I do stalk a little bit.
Yeah. Was it knock one, pearl two, or something like that?
No. In crochet, it's single, double, triple crochet, half double crochet, that kind of stuff. But
That's,
it all does the same thing. It makes things, you know?
man, that's way over my pay grade right now.
Right. Give Marie our best.
Yes, I will definitely.
All
Okay,
righty,
guys.
we'll see you guys.
Take care, Tom. Oh my. Yeah,
That's good. He
these.
popped in.
Yeah, it is very nice. Um,
So what have we been at this? 2
thank
hours
you,
and
Jen.
18
2
minutes.
hours and 18 minutes. Look, you're on a roll.
I think we'll cut it off at 2:30.
That sounds good to me. Sounds really good because for whatever reason, look, I didn't sleep very well last night. I think I went to bed at about 2:30, woke up at 4:30. And then Poppy got up, made coffee at about 6, maybe 7. And I drank some coffee and laid down and slept till 3:30. I'm like, why did you let me sleep that long? He said, I wasn't waking you up. And apparently he's scared of me or something.
Are you a biter?
He describes me as a bear when I wake up.
Let's see. I messed up. I messed up big time Thursday night.
Uh-oh.
I came home because it's dark at 5:30, 6 o'clock now.
Yeah.
So I got home, and Vicky wasn't due home for about another hour and a half or so. So I sat down in the recliner.
Mm-hmm.
Because right away the cats jumped up on my lap,
Right.
and I thought, well, me and her take a little nap for maybe an hour. Well,
Sure.
I set my alarm on my phone. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't sleep too much.
Right.
Apparently, I slept right through the alarm,
Oh,
and Vicky woke me up when she got home at 6:30.
oh wow.
So I'd been laying there all that time, and we had some leftovers she was going to heat up and everything like that. So I stayed in the recliner, dozed off again, and she didn't wake me up because apparently if I fell asleep, I needed it.
That's what Wesley says to me too.
I couldn't sleep all night.
Uh,
I was awake. I was in the recliner, covered up in a blanket. The cat's sound asleep, sitting in the dark. I could not fall to sleep to save my life. It was. I think the last time I looked at the time, it was 5:30 a.m.
oh, jeez.
And you know, She gets up around 6, so I
Mm-hmm.
heard her get up,
Right.
and she left about 7. And I guess a little after that, I finally dozed off,
And
and
how long
almost
did you sleep?
I missed my 8 o'clock alarm,
Oh,
and almost missed my my appointment for my rehab.
oh no, 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 no.
But I just could not get to sleep. That. I can't sleep that much.
I understand. Is your rehab going pretty good? Is it getting
It seems to
easier?
be. I mean, it kind of sucks, but
Right.
you know, they
I just wondered if it was getting easier to do.
well, they keep increasing the
Oh, well then
intensity and
the
all
answer
that
is
stuff.
no.
But you know, they're taking my blood pressure. You know, they got me all wired up.
Wired up. Yeah.
So they take my blood pressure and oxygen levels, heart rate, and all that stuff before I start,
Right.
and then they about halfway through it, they come over and take it while I'm still on the machine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then they take it after I stop, cool down, and stop.
And they haven't said anything
It's
was amiss.
I was at like 127 over 70 or something like that
Oh,
while I
that's
was,
wonderful.
and I had been on the machine for like almost 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, they say I'm doing fine. They say
Yeah.
I'm doing good. But, you know, I'm not a
Good.
big exercise enthusiast to start with.
Well, I understand that.
In fact, when they first sat me down, she told me what she was going to do. I said, "Now you know you're assuming I could do this before the heart attack." I said because I ride a chair all day and I like it.
That's right. Well, I think Violet has decided to change her major.
Oh yeah.
She's in the process.
Uh,
She likes science no matter what, but
what
she's
was her major?
environmental science.
Okay.
And now she's decided, and this has just happened in the past couple of days, so we'll see what happens with it. But she said, Mom, I'm going to need good insurance for the rest of my life. I need to get in the medical field.
Yep. Yep.
So she wants to major in microbiology.
Get in
And
with a big company where you can just be a number and the
yeah,
benefits are good.
yeah. And she said she wants to be in a lab somewhere looking at a microscope. So
Well, go for it.
I don't know. She can do it. I have no doubt in my mind. She wrote a paper the other day on a enzyme in your body called cytochrome C. And I don't know why she was she wanted me to check it to see if her punctuation was right and her grammar and if she
Yeah.
needed to change any sentence structure and that, because I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. And she's reading it to me, reading it, reading it. She got about 2 paragraphs in, and I said, Violet, stop. She said, what's the matter? I said, I feel so stupid right now because I don't know what you're saying. I don't know these words. I don't know any of this. And I don't even know what it means. I don't know what any of this means. And so she said that was okay. She'd finish it by herself. But I felt so stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You're talking about having that portal to the
Hmm.
doctors and everything. I've got that on my phone. I've got one for I guess the clinic, and then one to the hospital.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it seems like everybody I talk to wants to know what medications I'm on.
Hmm.
And I just call
Hmm.
that portal up, and I just show them my phone and say, here's
That's a
what
good
I'm
thing
on.
about having that.
Here's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
on. I don't know what they do. I can't
Hmm.
pronounce them. This is what I'm doing.
Well, Grumpus, once you get a little bit of time, you should look those medications up so that you familiarize
Well,
yourself.
some of them I know I've read them, but I don't know
Oh,
that I've got them all the right name associated with the right benefit.
right,
I
right,
know
right.
I'm on 2 different blood thinners. I'm on one that's supposed to help keep my heartbeat at a regular
Regular. What is that,
whatever you call it.
metoprolol or Nadolol?
So
Hmm.
you know, then they got me on baby aspirin.
Sure.
They got me on a potassium supplement type
Mm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm.
mean, but to sit there and try to rattle off all these names of somebody, I mean
That's
that would be
hard.
the job to have, is to come
Right.
up with these crazy names for all these
No
medications they come out
kidding.
with.
No
I'm thinking, how
kidding.
do they come up with that?
That's true. That's true. That's a crazy. They do have some crazy names for those medications. Um, and there's so many in our house, and I'm the one that has to keep up with the names and what they all do, and the
Yeah,
milligrams, because Wesley don't know, Murphy doesn't know.
I don't have a clue.
You
I mean,
know,
I've
he
got a little bit of clue, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be one of the people just sits around and memorizes all this stuff.
right, right. But that portal's great for that particular
Oh
purpose,
yeah, yeah,
and also if you need to contact your doctor, you can email them and or send a message on the portal,
yeah, yeah.
and they'll get back with you. And you can ask questions, you can all kinds of cool stuff.
Terry and my mom threatened this the whole time I was growing up. She scared us with this.
What, die of a broken heart?
Gonna die of a broken. You kids are gonna make me die of a broken heart.
Yep, sounds like something my granny would say. um but
But yeah, that portal's great because I got. I mean, I've got a I've got an Indian doctor. I can't pronounce his name.
right.
Uh, Had another doctor. The surgeon was
Mhm.
Italian. His name was that long with an I on the end.
Oh,
So you know,
razzmatazzy.
people know who my doctor is. Excuse me. And I just hold the phone up with his picture. I say, here's who I'm seeing
This
for
guy.
this, and here's who I'm seeing for this.
Hey, if it works, it works.
So thank goodness for that app because
That's right. um yeah, but boy, I tell you what, when she showed me what she wrote to that doctor yesterday, I cracked up laughing. I
I
said,
would I probably
cannot
would have too.
cannot believe you did that. She said, well, she can't be my doctor if she can't get it right.
Right?
And she said, I can't believe that you were more right than she was, and you don't have a medical degree. And that's true. That's
Yeah, yeah. Take the credit and run. Yeah.
but well, and again, what she had did not look like typical psoriasis.
Okay.
But from what I understand, this whole condition she has is one that gets progressively worse over time. And that's one of the reasons that this medicine that she's going to get, the expensive one, is so great, because it minimizes joint damage for the long haul.
Yeah.
It can prevent joint damage because it just takes out the inflammation. And inflammation causes joint damage. So
Well, I mean, your particular situation, you've kind of been forced to learn all those medications and stuff
true.
because you got three people in your household, not counting yourself,
Yeah.
and I don't know how you keep it all straight, to be honest with you.
I don't
Because
really.
like Vicky's
Well,
medication,
I will say this. I've always had a really good. When I was in the 7th grade, we had to learn all the bones in the body. This is an example of how my memory works.
yeah.
There were 208, I
I don't know.
think.
We were forced to learn that stuff, but I forgot it as soon as the test was over.
Well, I remembered all of them my whole life. I can remember every single bone that I had to learn.
Yeah.
And when I write things down, if I think about it, as long as I've written something down, I can see where I wrote it in my head and basically read it in my mind.
Yeah.
So that's been a huge benefit to memorizing or learning. I call it learning all of these medications because I have that tendency to be able to internalize all that information. Can you have that arthritis with just scalp? Terry, I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did. But if you have scalp psoriasis and you have joint pain, it is, I would say, talk to your rheumatologist about it and ask what they think. And if you do have both of those conditions together and nobody's ever mentioned that word to you before, I would get all up in somebody's bananas and say, why the heck, you're a rheumatologist. Why didn't you put two and two together here? Because, and look, this is so crazy, y'all. When Violet was she started ballet when she was 3. And she took ballet till she was 11. That's what, 10 years? I don't know how long it is. 8 years. She took ballet for 8 years. And I noticed when she was very young that she was not as limber as the rest of the young ladies in there. And she was stiffer. And she couldn't do splits. And she couldn't do back bends. And it was then when I started thinking, oh God, I hope she doesn't have what her dad has.
Yeah.
But I could see these things happening throughout the years. All of these things. When she was 11, she quit ballet because her hips hurt. And I never really took her to the doctor because I would just give her Motrin and it would make her feel better. So I never took her because I honestly didn't even know the answer. And then when she got in high school and started band, everything just went crazy. And band is just a marker. It didn't cause any of this. It might have aggravated some of it, but it didn't cause it. But that's when we started taking her to the doctor, was in the 9th grade. And I can't remember how many doctors we've been to. I just can't.
Well, it's nice to finally get an answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to share.
3 doctors in a matter of 3 weeks have told us the same thing. So
well, might be onto something then.
Well, and remember when she had the plantar fasciitis really bad and she couldn't walk in band and she couldn't push her instrument and all that?
I remember all that. I don't remember what you called it.
Well, it was her foot problems and she couldn't stand up and all that stuff. The podiatrist that was treating her for that, she's finally the one that said, I think all of these things are related. And that's when I really started trying to get her a diagnosis. When that doctor said that, I said, okay, she's confirmed what I believe, and I'm going to go with this, and we're going to find her a resolution to this. I have arthritis in both hips, knees, ankles, back, and shoulders. What about you? I'm not a Dr. Terry, but I would definitely consider some form of spondyloarthropathy because it's all in your large joints, and that's what makes me think that. And I have two people in my family, 3. Wesley's aunt also has ankylosing spondylitis, like Wesley does. And all of these people in my family who have these spondyloarthropathy, I have to say it slowly because it won't roll off my tongue. It affects their large joints. The fingers and the toes and the wrists and all that, it really doesn't bother them much. It's the big joints that are affected the most in that type of arthritic condition. I would talk to them.
I'm going to try to share my screen, see if this will let me do it.
Okay. If you hit that TV button down there, I think that's where, let me see. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, I had to make a spreadsheet. Just to keep track of my meds and when I take them.
Oh, wow.
Because I'd be going through the bottles and I have to write, this is for myself. Yeah. I have to write down the time and pull out a pill. And then go down that line just to keep track of what I'm taking and when I took it.
Right.
And in fact, I took that to my cardiologist when I saw him.
Right.
And he was asking, what I was taking, how often, and everything like that. And I just handed him that sheet and said, "Here's what I'm taking." See, he was impressed with that. Now I've got
Yeah.
the medications blocked right now, so
Sure.
I
Yeah.
don't need to
Yeah.
put that on the
You don't
internet.
want that in public.
But
But
yeah, this takes care of a week. And
oh my
let's see if I can go
gosh.
full screen. Yeah, that takes care of a whole week. And I just print a new one off every week, so I'll know if I missed a pill.
So you just
If I'm,
checked it off in each column?
I just write the. Let's see if I can zoom in. Hang on here.
Okay.
Let's see if I can view it.
Just the columns, not the.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So I just fill in the like right here, like this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
I take that one once a day.
Okay.
These here I take twice a day. So there's two
So
spots
there's
that I
two
just write my
spots.
time
Okay.
in. The lines are not showing up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's two of them I take at bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
But I can look like today, Saturday, I can go down this list and see if I've missed anything
Right.
by accident. And I had to do this for myself.
Yeah, just to keep it
Just
straight in your
just
head.
keep it all straight because I'm not used to taking anything.
Right.
And now how do I get out of this? Let's see here. Stop sharing. Okay, there we go. There we go. But that's the extreme I had to go to just so I could keep it all straight.
Good grief. Well, whatever works, because I tell you what, you don't want to double take something and you
That's
don't want to
exactly
miss
right.
something, And at this point in your recovery, your medication's really important.
And I'm hoping they'll be changing them.
Oh, I'm
the
sure they will.
frequency or the dosage or something as we go along here, and I'll just eliminate it from that stack.
Right, right. Um, this has been a crappy few weeks. Absolutely crappy. So I'm hoping that this week starts off and it's going to be brighter days ahead.
Well, it's got to.
Well, they say things come in groups. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems to be.
Well, it seems to me like bad news usually piles on.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. That's it.
Coast,
that's a better
I can coast
description.
for a while, but one thing goes wrong, and it seems like 4 or 5 will follow.
4 or 5 follow
just
it.
to make it even worse.
And yeah, exactly. So
All right, I think we probably wrap this up, Charlotte.
Sounds
what
good
do
to
we
me.
got here? Looks like we've got 7 watching now.
Wow.
Let me hit
Well,
refresh.
I'm 1.
See if it,
I'm 1.
well, I'm 1.
Okay.
So
Terry's
we got 5.
1.
We got 5 out there. Terry's still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else is there. Is Jonesy still in here?
Possibly.
Jonesy, Jane Doe.
I'm sure Jane is probably watching, even if it's on.
So, anybody in the
screen.
chat, I appreciate you wasting your time with us.
Yeah, thanks.
You could have been wasting it in a lot of other ways, but I'm
That's
glad you're
right.
here.
That's right. Well, Grumpus, you look good, and it was really nice to see you this weekend.
Well, I appreciate it.
I'm
It's
very,
nice to be
very,
seen.
I'm very, very happy that things are going as well as they are, and you're back at work, at least, a little bit.
Well, I mean, my boss I don't know what his plan was. In fact, I told him the other day. I said, I don't know what your plan is, but I'm ready to come back to work.
Yeah.
So I think he was prepared for me to be gone for the rest of the year.
Oh, wow.
And I told him, I said, well, why don't I just come in like half a days or something? He said, well, why don't you just come in for a few hours?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So.
Well, how far is it from your house to the job?
15, 20-minute drive.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not
Just
that
be
far.
careful on your ride to and from.
Well, I'm
That
always careful.
I know, but you know them people out there are crazy, especially when they're trying to get to work and bloody bloody.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was telling him. I said the hardest part is driving with the seatbelt on, because that harness comes right across,
Right across.
rubs the wrong spot,
I
and I
wonder.
kind of, and I shouldn't, but I kind of hook my thumb in it and pull it away from me just a little bit, so
Well, yeah,
because it
yeah,
does irritate pretty easily, pretty
yeah.
quick.
I bet it does. And
But
you
no,
know,
I've been going in about 12:30, leaving at 3:30.
yeah.
But at least you know he's used to coming in. He's used to coming in around noon, 1 o'clock,
Oh, okay.
and spending the afternoon. And since I've been off, he's been showing up at 7:30, 8 o'clock sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And like I told him, I said, at least I can give you a break.
Yeah.
You know, you're here doing my work. I can ride the chair. You can go on home.
Right.
So I just got to
Um.
prove to him it's not hurting me.
Right. Right.
And I would expect to be back full time here in another week or so.
Or so.
I mean,
Like
I
you
don't
said,
do
you
that
can
much
ride the chair at
physical.
home, or you can do it at work.
I don't do that much physical stuff at work.
Yeah.
So there's no
Like
reason I can't sit in a chair. I can answer phone.
I
'Cause
agree.
I got the office phones roll over to my cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
so I can even take calls from here at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
there's
and
something
while you're
about
there, you can
being
fix your printer.
on premise.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
it
you're
makes you feel like you're in work mode.
well. You know, when the cat's away, the mice will play. So, you know, I've got that going
That's true
on.
too. I bet they
Uh,
were happy to see you, though.
I don't know.
Oh, you couldn't understand a word they said, could you?
They got an awful lot of overtime when I wasn't there.
Oh, oh. Well, I'll see you again next week.
All right, you gonna take the reins next week?
I guess so. Unless you want to. Look,
It,
it's
it,
completely
it
up to
doesn't
you.
matter to me.
All right, I'll do it
I'm
next week
not
then.
concerned with the watch hours. So if you want them, take them. If not,
Okay.
we we'll figure it out.
All right. They
This
make
this isn't
seatbelt
a full
covers.
time job.
Right.
It's not supposed to be any job.
Jane said they make seatbelt covers to cushion your shoulder area. You might want to check into that.
Yeah, well, I've got this.
Yeah, your thumb.
I just hook it on there and pull it out a little bit.
All right. Good night. Good night, Grumpus. Good night,
All right, everybody
everyone.
in chat. Good night.
Take
Good
care.
night, Charlotte. Have
Good
a good
night.
weekend. A good week,
Bye.
and we'll see you. Terry, thanks for being here. Jane, thanks for being here. Anybody here that I don't know you're here, I don't mean to slight you, but I appreciate y'all being with us tonight. And we will see you next week. I guess Charlotte will probably have it. But we'll see you next week. Let me see how to get out of here. Bye-bye.